It is June 29th, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful, marvelous Monday. It is a beautiful day in the city of Toronto, and it is sunny. It's going to be hot, but we're getting up there. We're getting into that super duper hot zone where it's just going to be clammy and uncomfortable. But the kids all like, I want to go to the park, and I'm like, buddy, it's like 35 degrees outside. It'll be 43 tomorrow. You guys can do the Fahrenheit math later. It's like high 90s for the 40s. But anyway, we're here. We unfortunately have a lot of wrestling to go over, and we'll see if we can just not talk about any of it because Jeremy Lambert is here, and God forbid we talk about wrestling, right?
We're late today because I was gonna take some ownership and
you messaged me
do a bit, but
you can make it a bit. It's fine. Blame Tony.
No, you've already said you were late.
It's so Tony Khan's fault.
We were paying tribute to the AEW scrum. I thought Forbidden Door was an awful show, but the scrum started at a decent hour and nothing went too long.
I'm sorry, were we talking about Slammiversary?
It was started at a Forbidden Door was awful. It was not too long. It should have been longer, and the scrum started at a very good time.
Jeremy Lambert reporting live from the country of Australia this morning, where the show started normally. No, reality is I'm behind today. I definitely got involved doing a little too much stuff around the house, and then I looked at my watch and said, "Oh, I need to do all the things that get me to ready for the show." Plus, I haven't been here in a realistic capacity in a week.
That's true. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, see, it's because I came back on Thursday, did the TNA show, popped in on Friday, then did the Night of Champions post show, then did the Slammiversary post show. So it's like I never left, but I really was away from Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of Thursday daytime. So like I've been here, but I haven't been on these shows.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that this is your first show since last Monday.
It's kind of weird to think about. That's why I'm so like, what are we going to do for 2 hours? And I'm like, oh, right. There were 15,000 wrestling shows over the last 72 hours.
Oh, yeah, today's an easy show. This is going to be longer than Forbidden Door today. So I have no room to complain about how long Forbidden Door was. Our show is going to be 5 hours long as well.
Well, make it a lot longer by giving us all your attention and all of your money. So how about we start with the fun stuff? Let's go with the pyro and the ballyhoo. Leave a thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. You're missing out. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what you want to do. And of course, you can subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked. Content every single day. If we're not in the weeds, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, to myself, Jeremy Lambert, and SP3. Then you've got Jeremy on the Spotlight with Steven Jensen on Thursday evenings. And then you've got Fridays coexisting with Rob and Maggie, and Sundays coast to coast with JPJ and Collins. They decided to go into business for themselves and get their video demonetized and ineligible yesterday. It was this garbage. They played the Dogs 90s video promo for the gimmick that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Mall shoot. It's all right. I don't think they really they don't think they figured it would happen, and it happened. But either way, support them because they're great, and we enjoy what they do. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, then you should do it and click that subscribe bell now. Okay, hit the bell and the button and the whole thing, and you can send a super chat. Any get your question or your statement read on the air. We always appreciate your money as much as we appreciate you hanging out in the chat and just chatting up with us, because our chat is terrible, but we appreciate you anyway. Right?
Yeah.
The NXT show wasn't that great.
I didn't mind the NXT show. I thought everything was like good.
Everything was fine.
This was fine.
Really, people now that Joel Pearl fine has just become the line, and it's I started that one. You're welcome. Or I'm sorry. I don't know. We can dive in. Well, first of all, you had a much more important story to tell from your weekend experience. I figured maybe you'd want to talk about the thing that wasn't televised first.
Was it not televised? I thought everyone saw this match, but I guess not.
Well, I mean, a lot of people talked about it, but it was kind of like it was one of those like New Japan 7-star best kept secrets that Dave didn't see until like 5 years later when someone sent him the fan cam tape. That's what you need to see. You're going to provide the fan cam.
Okay. Yeah, so went to Jeffersonville, Indiana on Saturday. My lovely wife and I went to go see Sean Ross Sapp and Steve get their ass beat. I don't want to say too much about like the behind the scenes of this match because that's Sean's story to tell.
He's also threatening to come on our show and talk about it this week.
Is he?
Yeah, he mentioned it in the Forbidden Door post show that he did. He said he might do it in the weeds, or he'll do it on Select, whichever one he chooses.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much because I'm sure he will, and I don't want to blow up his story. Let's just say that this match could have been a lot worse. Worse in terms of like what could have happened to Sean and Steve. It could have been a lot worse. It was a hardcore match. It turned into a hardcore match anyway. It started off as a tag team match. It turned into a Rejects Rules match. It could have been. Think about this. It could have been worse. It was a hardcore match. It could have been worse. I cannot stress this enough. Fortunately,
were they going to shiv SRS?
Nah, I don't know if they were going to go that far.
Shiv
They were going to do a stipulation that Sean found out about an hour before the show.
Okay, so he did put that in his stories. I'm just going to confirm because I'm pretty sure that's what I saw on his stories.
Okay, yeah, okay. So can I spoil it?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he pulled it, but I saw it. It's as he was driving to the venue.
Oh, as he was driving to the venue
in his car, he had it with the caption, and so I don't know if it was supposed to happen or what. Like I don't know if he pulled it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna say it. Whatever.
Yeah,
he can be mad at me. It'll be okay. I messaged Sean at just before 3:00. I said, "We're here. Let us in. We're very important." He said, "Motherfucker, I'm in a fucking ladder match." And I just said, "Seems bad." And then we met up with Sean before the event, and he goes, "Yeah, I was like, when did you learn you were in a ladder match?" He's like, "About 5 minutes before you texted me." I was like, "Oh, that sounds good." I don't know if my wife got a picture of this. This ladder rig, like the thing that's like holding it.
Yeah.
This thing, it was a bungee cord and silly string.
Oh, man.
That's what was holding this thing together. One yank on this thing, and the whole building was coming down. Because it ain't like the building is well built either. This was going to go awful. And there's not a whole lot of room. If you've seen the video and stuff, there is not a whole lot of room between the ring and the rail. So I don't know what they were planning with this ladder match. It was going to go bad. Fortunately, we got to intermission. And again, I saw Sean and Steve at intermission. I was like, "Y'all good?" And he's like, "Yeah, they changed it. They were like, it's too hot in the building. This is not going to go well." I was like, the heat has nothing to do with this. It wasn't going to go well because it wasn't going to go well. It's a ladder match with all of you. It was never going to go well.
They just wanted to pay homage to the TNA match that was happening on Sunday.
Man, I'm glad they changed it again. Our pal Sean Ross Sapp could have been dead because it could have been really bad for our pal. Because I don't know why they thought a ladder match was a good idea. Clearly they again realized their mistake, but man, that could have been really bad. Anyway, I do love awful matches, but like my friends are in this match. I don't want to see anything bad happen to my friends.
That's right. He only wants to see perfect strangers maim themselves in the name of entertainment.
Yeah, I don't want to be the new guy at Fightful. I've already said that many times. Sean's job is way too stressful. He gets way too much shit. You gotta talk to people and make these connections. I don't have any interest in doing that. Legitimately none. I like doing what we do. I like doing that. I don't want to do any of that other stuff. I see Cole before the show. He was coming out as we were going in. And say hi, give him a hug and everything. Broke kayfabe, sorry. Give him a hug and everything. Introduce him to my wife because they've never actually met. And he gives his shoot name. He didn't say Cole. I did not know his shoot name.
Oh, you don't?
No. Okay. I only know him as Cole.
That's fair. I only refer to him as Cole because that's just the relationship we've all formed. But yeah, no, I'm aware of his shoot name.
I did not know his shoot name. So he says this, and I'm like, did I just hug a stranger?
Is this a new gimmick?
I legitimately, this goes through my head of wait a second. This isn't Cole. I don't know who this person is. He looks like Cole, talks like Cole. He's acting like he knows me, like he's Cole. But it gives a shoot. I was like, holy!
A jacket like Cole.
Yeah, he was dressed like Cole and everything, wearing Dale Earnhardt shit. I was like, what? I legitimately, I'm not kidding. What went through my head was I just greeted a total stranger and gave him a hug, and I just introduced him to my wife, and we just sat here and had a conversation. And I don't need that from him. He needs to stop. He doesn't need to do that. Just use your damn name, your wrestling name.
He did.
I only know you as Cole. We saw Cole a handful of times throughout. It was a fun little show. It was an indie show. Chad, felt very bad for him. Chad was on our show last week. He's the person who put it all together. He did a hardcore match, and man, he took a DDT onto thumbtacks twice. They repeated the spot because something went wrong on the kick out. He had the thumbtacks stuck in his forehead and everything. He was out of it. I talked to him a little bit after the show. I was like, "You good?" He's like, "I'm as good as I can be." He's like, "I don't know how many more of these I have left." He's like, "But I lost a lot of weight. I got in shape for it. It did well, but man, that looked like it sucked. Sean and Steve had a match. I don't know how good it was. Sean was good. Steve, bless him. Steve wanted nothing to do with being in there for more than 2 seconds. They did this. They had this board that was filled with pop rocks. Those little things that you throw on the ground and they
pop. They go pop. Yeah.
Yeah. They had a board with all those glued to it, and Steve took that across the back, right in front of us. That shit was loud as could be. It's like, oh, that looks like it sucked. Somebody before the match was. So, of course, it's an indie show. It's a small indie show. People are yelling stuff, and the wrestlers are yelling stuff back because it's a very intimate environment, and it's all in good fun. Except for this one drunk dude who...
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. He was super wasted. I'll talk to him I'll talk about him in a second. But before Sean's match, someone just yells out, "Your website sucks!" And I just turned, I was like, hey, come on. You can be mean to Sean. I don't care. Let's not talk about the website now. My wife was very concerned. She's like, please stop. Do not get us in trouble. I was like, nah, everybody's always having fun. This drunk dude, he was right in front of us, two seats over. So, it was only 2 rows. So everybody's right in front of you or next to you. Right in front of us, 2 seats over. He was fine the first half of the show. He was into it, but he was talking to the wrestlers and talking to other fans and stuff. He was being a fan. He was fine. He was a little obnoxious, but he was fine. After intermission, I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. He downed a whole bottle of Jack Daniels because he had one of those shaker tumblers, and he goes, "This is straight Jack." And I'm like, yeah, we can tell. He was slurring his words. He was yelling. And he already disliked Sean because before the show started, he's like, "Can't believe this fucking journalist is in the main event. These guys need to not do this." And I was like, oh boy, this This isn't good. And so when he got this drunk, I was like, oh no, this isn't going to go well for Sean. This dude's going to start swinging on him because he's he might miss because he probably saw about 5 Seans by that point. But he fortunately left right before Sean's match, or right when it started and everything. I think the woman who was with him either did not want to be with him, or they're like, yep, been here before, so let me get him out of here. Bless her heart. Yeah, he was falling over in his chair and everything. It was a bad. Who comes to a charity event that wasted?
I don't think he realized it was a charity event. Or maybe
probably not, but I don't know. Yeah, he about fell over. He about fell, he was a big dude too. And when he fell over, he almost fell backwards onto my wife. I was like, we need to move down. And this other lady who was the partner of one of the wrestlers, we had her move down as well. We were like, let's all just avoid this dude, okay? Let's get away from this guy. Fortunately, everything went without incident. It was good, but it was overall a fun little indie show. Wrapped up by 7. Went and got McDonald's with Sean afterwards. So hung out with him for a little bit, and then had a 5-hour drive home. And that was my Saturday.
A very important question for all the people in our chat who have parasocial relationships with Sean. What was Sean's McDonald's order? I know your memory is spotty at best at the best of times.
McChicken, cheeseburger, and fries.
All right, there you have it. Put it on your dream boards.
It was really just a McChicken and a cheeseburger, and then he saw I got fries, and then he wanted fries, so I ended up getting fries. I think he got a drink. I think he got a water. No, yeah, he got a water. He got water.
A water? That's not a drink. That's a hydration.
Yeah, Joel asked me for Sean's drink, and so or Sean's order. Sorry.
Did you remember?
I got distracted by my wife. Okay,
as one does.
You're very good looking.
Yes.
Oh. I lost my train of thought there for a second.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds like Joel's curiosity, guys. This is a chat's parasocial curiosity. Hey, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. John is allegedly my friend too. He says nice things about me.
Debatable.
Well, he says nice things in public about me. How's that?
Okay, fair. Yeah, we buried you the entire time at McDonald's. So.
Honestly, fair.
No, we didn't actually mention you once. So. I don't know if that's better or worse. I'm just letting you know.
Listen, it's either you or Matt Hardy. I'm pretty sure I'd like none of you to keep my name in your mouth.
No, we didn't. We didn't mention any of that. Actually, the first thing, because we weren't really on our phones all day. We saw that Sami had won the title. The only time I really got on my phone was during intermission, and I was driving the rest of the day. So the first thing we did when we pulled up and Sean wasn't on his phone. So the first thing we did when we pulled up our phones, we saw Piper Niven's tweets, and we were like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, people were definitely looking at it. I'm just like, she's not coming back, so we should probably wonder.
That's where I was at. I saw this, and obviously I hadn't seen the match by this point. I saw the clip. I saw everything she responded to and stuff, and I was like, man, if they're working, what are they working? Because Piper ain't doing a match, so I don't know what the work is here. And yeah, it's Did she delete those tweets though? She deleted them, didn't she?
I don't know about that.
Oh, I thought I heard she did. I didn't actually check for myself. I was too busy doing other shit last night, but that's what I heard.
Let's take a quick look.
And bless, Piper does not give. She's in this position where. Okay, she can say it. I don't think she cares if she gets released. Maybe she does, but she's injured. And then, what are they going to do? Release an injured person? I mean, they will, but that doesn't make the company look good. They'd have some cause, just because, I don't think you should be tweeting this stuff.
So she redid the tweet. She said, know what warms my heart? After all we've been through, Jade Cargill paying homage to me and keeping my moves alive in the ring. You're a real one, sis. Once I relearn how to use my right arm again, I will show you how to transfer their weight so you get the pin next time. And that was with the same spot.
All right. But did she
boy.
delete? Okay.
She deleted the original, and I think she just did a passive aggressive
Oh.
instead.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the original's gone. Now it's this new passive aggressive one, which fucking rules, by the way.
man. Oh, bless Piper.
Bless indeed. I hope she gets
Bless
used to her
her.
right arm again, because listen, man, any neck work is tough, and I hope that I hope she just gets back to being able to do things normally as a human being, because that's a tough road. But she's, I mean, obviously taking it relatively in stride.
I mean, she's just online, just burying people. I don't know, like that's the greatest look.
Well,
but
I mean, she did that. That was just Saturday. Otherwise, she was making jokes about her X-ray and being like, "Next,
yeah, that's true.
sexual preferences," and that was great.
My wife would like to state that she loves Piper and that Piper rules. So there you go.
Whatever, man. Like, we'll get into the Night of Champions stuff, and spoiler alert: the match wasn't good between Jade and Tiffany Stratton. So there you go.
Wow, just not good, Joel.
It sucked. How would you like that? Yeah,
right.
I went off. So because I did the
That's right. You did the post show, yeah.
I did the post show, and it was the last match that I covered because I figured let's just start with the big news, which was the Sami win. And I got to my notes, and I was like, oh, all that's left now is the pre-main event, which was the U.S. title match. And I then dug into a certain aspect of the match that like really bugged the shit out of me. And people in the chat were trying to make trying to make excuses, and I just kind of said, no, we're not going to do this here.
Excuses?
Yes, we'll get into it in a little bit.
Okay.
But it sounds like you guys had a good time on Saturday at Parkade.
Yeah, again, it was a good show. It was fun. Good to see Sean. Good to see Cole. Good to see Steve. And I was happy my wife was able to come, because usually, I mean, she always comes, but usually she's not able to come to these events with me.
You have two very disappointed faces just shaking their head at you right now. One's in the room with you. The other one is on the screen with you.
No, she just said thank you, but I think the thank you was because I mentioned the Piper thing, not the other.
That is absolutely
because her feed's behind.
Yes, that is absolutely why.
She usually says thank you, and then she's like, "Money's on the table." I was like, "No problem."
Go home. Leave these people alone.
Now she is looking at me.
There it is.
There's did you miss what I said? Oh, do I need to repeat it?
You do not, in fact, need to repeat it.
No, it was good. It was long. It was a long day, 5 hours. Like it wasn't terrible, but there was a lot of rain throughout. So that's like on the way back, we saw 4 different fireworks shows. And I don't know if you guys have ever like seen fireworks when you're driving, but like they're not directly in front of you. The way the sky lights up, oh, it looked like it was lightning out there. I was so, and then if it's like a different color, it was so like it. And one of the first one was like in the rain, so like it was kind of scary, honestly. Like the way that like the sky was lighting up with the fireworks, but legitimately 4 fireworks shows within like an hour and a half stretch. Like, why are we shooting off fireworks on a Saturday in Indiana and Ohio? Like, what is the purpose
of
this?
Indiana, Ohio Independence Day.
Sure.
You guys aren't very good at reading calendars.
No, fair.
Ohio, so they thought that it was the 4th when really it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually very fair. Yeah, I was just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? The drive was okay, and it was a fun day. It was a fun day, and then I had to catch up on everything from Saturday. Yeah.
In some counties in Ohio, every day is a 4th of July dry run.
Yeah, that's fair. I have those fireworks every day this time of year. We heard some last night, but just a few. Again, Saturday was just weird. We did go by an amusement park, and it was late at night, and like, okay, I could like understand, the amusement parks, especially on a weekend, they like to do a fireworks show to close the night and everything. Like that portion I understood, but the other 3 I did not get, because there was no amusement park, there was nothing. It was just like, let's just shoot fireworks, and like they were, the big fireworks and stuff. It wasn't, nothing, but It was that. So
Fireworks are on Wednesday for us. It's Canada Day.
no one cares about Canada.
I mean, there are a lot of people who care about Canada. Mostly the people who live here. And
Canada did a good soccer game yesterday. They ended up winning in stoppage time.
Yeah.
So that was a fun knockout round started. Very excited for that. I don't know what time the game starts today. I should probably check because I want to watch the World Cup and not talk to you, even though this is going to be a 5-hour show. We've literally reviewed none of the wrestling.
Well, that's not true. We reviewed Parkade, the most important match.
That's true. That's true.
Show of the weekend. So
I mean, they had a good game in that they won. Like, I don't know if they played very well, but they won.
They won. That's all they need to do. Now they got to beat off the Dutch.
Beat them off.
Yeah, why not? Everyone's got to beat off somebody.
Yeah, Brazil and Japan's at 1. Ooh, that's a good game. Okay. Yeah, we got to get out of here by 1. I want to watch Brazil and Japan. I don't want to talk to you.
Wait, 1 o'clock? Yeah, I could be out
Yeah.
then.
Okay.
Probably.
We should probably get started on like actual.
No, we don't.
There's multiple soccer games on during Raw. Well, not multiple. It's all spaced out. What's the other games today? Germany and Paraguay at 4:30. So that'll be on during Raw because that won't end until 6:30 ish. So that'll be on at the start of Raw, and then Netherlands and Morocco at 9. Raw will be over by that point since Raw starts at 6 today.
Very excited for that. Yeah, for those who don't know, Raw starts at 6 o'clock Eastern tonight. They're taping SmackDown afterwards. No, SmackDown will not be airing live on Netflix. I know you think they should, but they aren't. And then SmackDown will be back to 2 hours this week, and it'll be on its regular 8 o'clock time on Friday. So it'll be good. You'll be excited. And SmackDown will be 2 hours again, which is the best.
Oh, Grapsody's at noon. Oh,
yeah, they said that they were going to do that, so that's fine.
That's fair. I'm not going to run any rule on their show today.
They're going to have enough to talk about. If you think Grapsody is normally a 4-hour show, wait until you add 4 other wrestling shows.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time on some of the shows. Like, listen, if you think Reg watched everything, probably not. It's going to be probably a lot of Forbidden Door, Night of Champions, and then just some comments on TNA and NXT, which is honestly to be expected across the board.
Cowards.
Where do you want to start?
You choose, Joel. You're just gonna start from the beginning. Well, I guess Night of Champions. Let's just start. Let's just review this shit in order.
All right. Saturday was Night of Champions, and we're not talking about SmackDown.
SmackDown and Collision.
They were taped shows. Some people saw them already. You don't worry about that. It all fed into what the weekend was supposed to be. Yeah. If you liked SmackDown and you liked Collision, good for you. If you didn't, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna pretend like I actually watched Collision because I didn't. I was driving. Night of Champions was the priority on Sunday before every single show in the world started, so took care of that. I skipped Collision. I'm sorry.
Joel, did you just spoil Grapsody like Shivani spoiled Mankind winning the title on Raw? Yeah, but it'll put butts in seats. That's the difference. Anyway, let's start with Night of Champions. Like I said, I did the post show over on the main channel, and we talked a lot about it. I thought overall the show was fine. There was some really good stuff and some really not.
It's fine.
Why can't me saying it? Because it's my thing. Why is everyone stealing my gimmick?
It's fine.
I see you guys had a lot of fun while I was on vacation.
I popped so much when I saw that on Wednesday. I'm immediately clipping that, and it's going to be played so much on our show because you can't help but call everything fine. And so every time you do, that will now be played. So you are either going to have to not say that word or get ready for a lot of Orange Cassidy on this show.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Eventually, you're either going to get tapped out by it.
I'm not.
It's fair.
Not.
I'm not going to be changing.
You know, I commit to the bitch, Joel.
This is my bit to have. So I don't know why you're trying to squash my bit.
Well, the bit now is that you say it and then Orange Cassidy says it,
Good.
and I will not be tapped out on it because I do not.
Orange Cassidy will be my my secondary here. Okay, not going to be my primary. That's just the way it is. He will play second fiddle to me. I'm not going to change it. It's my gimmick. Everyone else is taking it from me. Bunch of cowards. I hate it.
Cowards. Wow. Okay.
But yes, Night of Champions overall, it's a good show, and it's a fine show.
I do have to keep clicking back. That's the annoying part.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, you do. Don't you?
Because like I clicked into the chat so I can read the chat, but then I have to click the the media assets.
Yep.
That's the annoying part.
Oh yeah, that's what that is. Anyway, the show opens up with Oba Femi defeating Jey Uso. No, I was very upset for you because I wanted you to be a part of my post show on Saturday, but unfortunately not to be. Oba wins. It's a very straightforward match. Jey fires his warning shots. Bow.
This your warning shot!
Gotta set you up for these a little earlier than that. Anyway, Oba Femi wins, and he is going to go on to face the King of the Ring, or he is the King of the Ring. He will go on to face whichever champion he wants. He has not called his shot, and there's probably very good reason for that. I expect tonight for Roman to be like, you should got the other guy. He's weaker. Sami Zayn's a piece of shit. And that's probably where it goes. And then Oba, well, who knows? And then it'll probably end up being that, Oba's going to play himself into a Brock Lesnar match, which we'll get into a little bit. But either way, I thought the Oba match was good. And Jey Uso does not capture King of the Ring for the second time when everyone thought he would.
So Jay's promo was great on Friday. So yeah, I was driving during this show. And then we get to the venue, and I had no idea who had won these matches or anything. And I didn't ask my wife to like, hey, who won these? I didn't care that much, honestly. But we get to the venue, and then we see Sean before the show, and he was like, "What's happening with Night of Champions? Have you guys seen anything?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen anything." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Did Oba win?" Or who won King of the Ring? Did Jey win? He's like, no, Oba won. I was like, damn it. And he's like, of course you wanted Jey Uso to win. I was like, yes.
I would have texted you. Like, I would not DM. I would have texted you.
Fair.
And it would have been like, here's the link. See you at whatever time.
I'm like, yes, of course I wanted Jey Uso to win. Sean's like, you just want to watch the world. I was like, yes, I do. I was like, yeah, he's just a troll. Sean's like, I know he is. That's how that's not how our relationship started, but that's how he called me a troll on the air. He's like, you're just after the Goldberg and Bray Wyatt match. I was disappointed that Oba Femi won. Honestly, that was.
You'll be more disappointed after Saturday night's main event. We'll get to there.
After Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, we'll talk about what the plans might be.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we're out of the woods for the Brock Lesnar match.
Are we out of the woods? Are we? Okay. Oh, I think they're gonna do Brock and Oba as well. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
And I think after Saturday night's main event, you'll be looking at Brock Lesnar, WWE champion, going into night one of SummerSlam.
Wait, how? You think Brock's gonna beat Sami?
I think Brock's gonna beat Sami.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're gonna.
Oh.
I think they're gonna find a way to get Sami to put up the title against Brock somehow. Yeah, there's that. Screen cap that face. That is exactly the face I made when I kind of realized, oh, this could be it.
That sucks, but like it's hilarious. It sucks because like, Brock is now Brock and he's no longer just like fun Brock. He's lawsuit Brock. And so
he's litigical. Sorry, I'm not making fun of a serious situation as much as I am thinking about character Brock, who is now litigious, and every single interaction he says, I'm going to sue you. But yeah, Brock Lesnar, the human's a piece of shit for the sex trafficking stuff, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's awful.
And Ken Bruno saying, how do they get to Brock and Sami, though?
Who cares?
You have the Jew gets involved. Paul Heyman does, because Paul's not going to be with the Vision. He just got speared by the Vision. He's effectively gone for now, so he's going to represent
Suplex City.
That should also be Trent's mom Sue's gimmick, but legal Lesnar is great. I'm going to sue these people.
Yes. Oh, man, that sucks. I thought Cody would just win it back at Saturday night's main event. MSG, Cody just wins the match. Like, oh, he won the title back at Saturday night or back at MSG because he couldn't do it. His dad couldn't do it. So that's what I thought would happen. Oh, Brock. Ooh.
You're welcome.
Oh man!
And Brock wasn't scheduled to be part of Saturday night's main event as of the reporting from last month from WrestleVotes, or I guess earlier this month. But like things can change in a second. So
Yeah, they tell Brock, hey, show up. Here's a couple million. You're beating Sami in 3 seconds. He's
Do I have to do Fanatics Fest? No, you just have to show up and do the match. All right, I'll be there. Can I fly my jet onto the roof of Madison Square Garden so I can get out faster?
Man. They can't. No, I was gonna say they can't be that dumb. They can be.
They can. Dumb. Absolutely, they can.
Be.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. This match was okay. You know.
Would you call it fine?
No, I didn't want to say that.
I know you didn't. You were trying to find another word.
Yeah. This match was okay. I'm glad Oba won legitimately. As much as I want the chaos and everything, I prefer when the shows are good. So Oba winning was the right call. I don't think he's picking Roman. I don't think he was ever picking Roman. I know it's kind of a disappointment if he doesn't, because they made a big deal about it being Roman, but I don't think he's picking Roman. It feels like he's going to pick Cody, or I guess maybe Sami. Ooh. Or Brock.
I really think that it's going to be Oba being like, I said I would challenge you. I said I would. And then Roman's going to do his mind game shtick. He's going to be like, well, you want...
Oba shouldn't be a bitch like that, though. He should be like, I don't care. We're wrestling.
I mean, it'd be even funnier if it turns out that Brock gets a shot at Roman at Saturday night's main event and then beats Roman, and then Roman's just back to square one for SummerSlam. I don't know what to do, but I have a feeling Roman's going to try and do the other champion and all that. And others have pointed out, Nick Aldis gave the trophy to, or the crown to Oba. Therefore, maybe that's a red herring. I don't think I'd appear on the show on Saturday anyway. So
yeah,
or a figurehead.
Yeah, but Aldis shouldn't have been there in the first place. It was a Raw and Raw match. Like, why the hell is Nick Aldis involved in this shit anyway?
Well, I mean, I was going to say, and why is the ring announcer from SmackDown doing the show? And I'm like, oh, right, it's women on all the other shows. Except for Austin, who does the NXT show. But yeah, they brought back Mark. That's why they kept Mark Lang, whatever his name is, who does the...
Mark Nash.
Nash?
Yeah, Nash.
Really? Oh, Mark Long is the guy from...
Mark Long is the Challenge.
Yeah, the Challenge. And the RCW, he does stuff with them. Yeah. Anyway, Mark Nash, they keep him around because he's the only other male ring announcer that they can bring to Saudi Arabia. That's really what it is. So yeah, Oba Femi wins King of the Ring, and yeah, Roman might do his mind game starting tonight on Raw because he is coming back. On the other side of the tournament is the Queen of the Ring. Io Sky defeats Liv Morgan in a match that the match was great. Everything else about it sucked. You had Danhausen come out and do his "this is my first time here," and he didn't even say where he was. So shout out to him. He's just like, "Oh, it's beautiful," da, 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 da. And then out comes Liv Morgan. And he's after Danhausen was like, "Oh, I've come into all this money," and Liv Morgan's like, "You owe us a lot of money, and we want it back, or you're going to be in trouble." And then Danhausen's like, "No, fuck you. You are cursed." That is a paraphrasing of what Danhausen said. And yes, once you curse somebody, and you know that the curses are undefeated, including in the NBA for that matter. You knew that Liv Morgan was going to lose that match, and she did.
Yeah, I don't know why they effectively spoiled the match by doing this whole curse bit. Just do the match. Entertainment,
buddy. It's entertainment. He has to go after everyone in the Judgment Day because they're all jokes.
Yeah. The match was once again okay. It was better than Oba and Jay. They got good time at the very least as well. I mean, Io is of course fantastic, but it kind of took me out of the match. Just
you knew it was going to happen.
Danhausen. Well, I knew it was going to happen anyway because I knew the results before I watched it. So
they made it obvious to any other fan because Danhausen does stuff and it sticks.
Yeah, that was dumb that they did all of that. It was a good match, and then Io already made her decision on she's going to face Liv, which. That's what I figured they would do. Why? I know people wanted to talk Io and Rhea. Hopefully Rhea's back by then. She got another month. But it made more sense for Io to be like, well, I just beat Liv. Why wouldn't I just face her again?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of made sense. Why did one of my monitors just go out? There it is. Yeah, it made sense. But also, again, Liv Morgan being in the Queen of the Ring to begin with was such a It was just reacting to the whole, like, why aren't you doing anything with Liv, and why are you just waiting on Stephanie? And it's just like, okay, we'll just put her in Queen of the Ring. It's like, or you could build some credible challengers for her so that she's not into a tournament where she has to go as far as she did. It was very strange. And just the Queen of the Ring was not very good this year in terms of putting it together. Io winning, great. I mean, Io gets herself a women's championship match at SummerSlam. She's in a marquee match. She's the first announced match for the card. I don't really care much about her and Liv Morgan going at it again, but that's just where we're at. It is what it is, Izzy Dane. Yeah. So again, like you said, I hope that Rhea is back in time, but it it very much made it feel like they are still in the dark with Rhea's situation. Yeah. They still don't know, because Io could have challenged Rhea because there's a lot of story there. Rhea's never beaten Io, I'm pretty sure, right? That's part of the story.
Yeah, that's the story. Yeah.
So you can play on that. Liv Morgan, like, she got cursed. It was smart of Io to be like, I beat you once, I'll beat you again on a bigger stage. Like, it works, but Liv Morgan being in this stupid tournament to begin with means now we get another month of Liv Morgan not defending the title or doing another snap finish where someone else takes the title from Liv Morgan and Io Sky gets a brand new challenger before SummerSlam. Like, you kind of have one or the other. Yeah, that's the women's side of things. Shall we move to the steel cage match, unless you have anything else to add about Queen of the Ring?
No.
Steel cage match, Seth Rollins beats Braun Breaker. This was a match where Seth brings in all the toys. They use all the toys, and there are only 4 toys allowed in WWE. Chairs, tables, kendo sticks, and what was the fourth one? Chairs, tables, kendo sticks, and oh my god, what was the last thing?
I thought that was it.
No, there's one more that I'm missing that someone's gonna remind me. But either way, Braun loses again. I thought the cage match was fun. Like, I didn't think it was a bad match. I just kind of
sucked.
That's fair. You can feel that way. I thought it was a big spotty match. And I thought Braun looked good, but he also lost again. Which I said this on the post show 6 months ago. It was Braun to the moon, and everyone wanted Braun, and now he has been a big old loser. He got screwed with the Royal Rumble spot where he got hit immediately. Then the next night he comes out and he tears his hand, he tears his groin, and he's got a hernia, and he's got to be out for those 3 months until Mania. And then he's out, he comes back, he loses, and he's in a bad spot, and he's watching Oba Femi be the guy. And they got to find a way to either elevate Braun Breaker or make him very interesting, because they have dropped a lot of balls on him.
I did not care for this match.
How dare you?
It was a little long. Let's bring a bunch of weapons into the cage. In a singles match, too. Like
cage like old times.
Oh, Escape the Cage sucks.
Yes, it does.
No, Escape the Cage is terrible. At least there was, no interference. I respected that. They just did the match. We didn't get Theory running out and Theory running out, since I don't think Logan Paul can climb a cage. Bronson Reed's hurt. So at least there was that. But
Brock can barely climb the cage. He was scared shitless of that thing.
The finish was stupid.
Yeah, so Braun begs off after Seth hits the stomp, and then Braun just kind of like stops Seth from whatever he was doing, and then just does the whole and then he tries to Hulk up, but he ends up eating a top or a second rope stomp from Rollins, and that's the end of the match. It was like, what were you going for here? Because Braun doesn't look any better by begging off and then taking the spot.
I didn't care for this match, honestly. I'm glad this is over, but I don't think anybody got anything out of this. Braun didn't get anything out of this. I thought that was the whole point, was to build him, and he's not in a better position than he was. Seth, okay. Seth is always fine. He's always in a good spot. He's Seth freaking Rollins. They're going to always put some care into him. This whole thing this started when? After Crown Jewel last year? When Braun turned? What was that, October? November?
Yeah, October. Yeah, it was late October.
And I don't feel like anybody's in a better spot than they were. Braun certainly isn't. Braun felt like the biggest thing on the show back then, to the point where we were like, you got to put the title on this guy now. Now I'm like, maybe you can maybe you can win the speed title, buddy. Like,
Fastest man alive, Braun Breaker. He's got the speed limit tattooed, or not tattooed, but on his tights, 23 miles an hour, which doesn't sound very impressive when you just read it as 23, and then you got to put it together as that is his running speed.
Yeah, I didn't care for this match.
I get it. Seth, again, it feels like they're rebuilding Seth because they want him in a major match at SummerSlam. And it could very well be Seth and Roman at SummerSlam for that title. And we talked about that on this show, and we've been kind of kicking that can as an idea. But if that's what they're doing, then yeah, Seth winning for that makes sense. But doing it at the cost of Braun Breaker, who is also the tag champion, by the way. Oh no, he's not. Damn it! I did this on the post show too. He lost them in London. I keep doing.
Yes.
He was a tag champion for all of 5 minutes. But either way, like they keep just. Why would you beat Braun again? And why would you do it? You clearly don't have anything for him unless there's only so many times you can have him show up and beat someone off, beat someone up, and then look impressive or look daunting. But then he's got to have a match and win, but he's not winning.
They put out this list on like Thursday of like the most feared superstars. And like Braun Breaker was on it. Jacob Fatu was number 1. I was like, I just watched this dude lose like 3 times to Roman Reigns. Why isn't Roman Reigns number 1 on this list? Because this list was so stupid.
Wins and losses don't matter, Jeremy. You know?
Well, they don't, but you can't tell me, oh, this is the most feared man in the company, and then like he just loses. It's stupid.
Who else is on this list? Because I did not see this thing.
Oh, like Gunther was on there. I was like, another loser. It was legitimately just a bunch of losers.
Yeah, I see a lot of this. Hold on.
That was the top of the list. I think like Oba was on there, which, all right, at least he just lost to Brock. Brock was on there, I think. But
okay, so hold on. The one that I just found is very old because number 1 was Brock Lesnar, but number 2 is
I'll find it.
Danny Hodge. This is from WWE.com as well. Then there's Kurt Angle's number 3. Ken Shamrock is number 4.
Yeah, I got it.
Aku is number
5. Okay,
5.
it's most dangerous.
Okay, I'm enjoying this one. Okay. Jack Briscoe is number 6. Number 7 is Dan the Beast Severn. He should be number 1. Luth Thez was number 8. Harley Race number 9. The Undertaker number 10. Number 11 is the Strangler Ed Lewis. Number 12, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. 13, Bob Backlund. He can still beat your ass at whatever age he's in. He's like 85. Iron Sheik is 14. Rick Rude, 15. Jack Swagger is 16. They really needed a local spot. Scott Steiner is 17. Steve Blackman, 18. Cowboy Bill Watts, 19. And Mad Dog Vachon was 20. This is when men were men.
All right. It was most dangerous. This list sucks. Jacob Fatu's number 1, giant loser. Oba Femi's number 2. This was before he lost, or this was before he beat Jey Uso. But all right, I can kind of understand Oba Femi. Braun Breaker's number 3, giant loser. Brock's number 4, okay, fine. Gunther's number 5, giant loser. Jade Cargill, 6, loser. Rhea Ripley, 7, injured. Damian Priest, 8, comedy character. Raquel Rodriguez, 9, giant loser. Tala Tonga, 10, giant loser.
Wow.
These are the most dangerous superstars. How?
Doesn't matter. They're dangerous because they're big and imposing.
It sucks.
It's amazing. Anyway, we'll see what they do with Braun Breaker, but currently his stocks are not as high as they once were. The feeling of
they're not high at all.
Yeah, the feeling of crown him now seems to be very much gone and on the arms of Oba Femi.
They have no stocks.
That's fair. Well, speaking of no stocks, Ricky Saints loses the U.S. title match.
SmackDown ass match.
It was not a good match. Like the crowd didn't care about it because it was also just a very SmackDown match. And then Lil Yachty gets involved and he does the people's elbow. And
that's the best part.
They did not like that. The crowd did not care for it, and it wasn't a good-looking elbow drop.
But that was after the match, though.
Yeah, that was after the match. But
yeah.
So this is what I said on the post show. Trick Williams is a heel. He does the match.
He's not.
Yes, he does. He plays the match as a babyface, and then he attacks the heel after the match because he's a heel. He's not a. He talks.
Trick's a babyface.
Trick is a heel. They're trying to do the Shades of Grey thing. Like, if you like him, it's because he's cocky. But he's not that kind of cocky because he continues to beat people up after the match. And Ricky Saints didn't do anything incredibly illegal to warrant getting beat down. All Ricky Saints did was the Eddie Guerrero spot, which got Lil Yachty ejected, which was like perfectly okay. Ricky Saints was saving his ass from getting, Lil Yachty to interfere with him. He did the right thing, and instead, they had to get Lil Yachty back for his spot. I thought that was dumb.
Again, SmackDown ass match. There was no danger of Trick losing, and so the crowd clearly was like, well, we know who's winning this. Match existed. I like the Lil Yachty spot, but I like stupid entertainment.
Yeah, that's the problem. Women's United States champion
Corey Graves called it the people's elbow, which was hilarious.
when they did the spot, and Michael Cole was like, I was going to call it the yacht. Oh, he says it's the yacht drop, and then you got Corey Graves being like, oh, I guess you did your homework because I was going to call it the boat. You get it because he's a little yacht, and it's like, all right, we get it. If you have to explain it, Michael Cole's surprisingly is better. You said you will review SmackDown, so why are you reviewing this match?
Fair.
Speaking of SmackDown as matches, Tiffany Stratton beats Jade Cargill in a match that was a big Piper Niven hit at home and nowhere else. This match sucked. I'm sorry. It just.
Right, what did you hate? What portion did you hate of this match besides all of it?
Besides all of it, this is actually the thing. And yes, the commentary audio, the audio was terrible throughout the entire show on Saturday too. Everything was just poorly compressed. It was bad. This was what really, really bugged me. And again, I don't want you, the chat, to think about this as we have to make excuses. It's why doesn't commentary make it make sense? Why is Charlotte Flair, who is not scheduled to be on the card or part of the show, and they haven't been in Saudi Arabia for any announced in-canon events, why is she there? Why is Chelsea Green there? Why do they magically appear out of nowhere and when they're not even supposed to be at the show to begin with? Commentary makes absolutely no like semblance of an excuse. They don't even say like Charlotte was here for media events or blah blah blah. She's just here because they're in a feud. Why does she get to come to the city when she's not booked in the town? There's absolutely no excuse to bring someone in for this spot and then just kind of leave it be. That I think was incredibly obnoxious. You can just let matches happen, let wins and losses happen. B-Fab and Michin being with Jade, that makes sense because you're supposed to travel together. They are a group. You understand that in the narrative structure of WWE, they are together. Charlotte, Tiffany, and Chelsea Green are not together. They are not part of this.
But they knew B-Fab and Michin would get involved, so they were like, all right, Chelsea wants to be Tiffany's friend.
But now, again,
Charlotte doesn't like Jade.
You're assuming knowledge again because they weren't scheduled to be by her side. They weren't going to be.
All right, then they wouldn't have come out if B-Fab and Michin
didn't say we're going to have your back. There was absolutely no reason for them to be there.
This is such a.
Why was AJ Styles in Australia? Same thing. That's again, I said the same thing. People are like, oh, hater of the year. It's like, yeah, yes.
You are kind of hating.
That's fine. He was not me, hater of the year. AJ Styles doing the spot in Australia.
Well, you're also hating.
That's fine. I think that things need to make sense sometimes. And if commentary isn't going to make sense of it and they're going to force the audience to assume knowledge, I think that is a failure of the narrative structure of WWE. That's not me saying that's a big old failure across the board. I think that's
you saying it. It's everybody saying it.
It's not just me saying it. It's also there you go. Why didn't they send the War Raiders to Saudi Arabia to attack the Usos? There you go.
I don't remember that. This feels a little haterish.
It's not haterish because
I respect it, but it feels haterish.
Then you should be praising it.
I respect it.
Either way, the match sucked.
Yeah, the match wasn't good. I didn't have an issue with the logic behind the saves with Charlotte and Chelsea Green. I had an issue with the fact that just the match wasn't good.
If Charlotte comes out tonight on SmackDown tapings and says, I flew my ass to Saudi Arabia because I didn't trust that Jade Cargill would get the job done on her own, so I went to even the odds. If she explains it after that, we're good. I'm okay. We cleaned it up. That's enough for me. I was, in fact, yelling at the chat on Saturday because they were doing the same thing. They were assuming knowledge and making excuses.
Let it play out. Maybe Charlotte will say that. Maybe Chelsea will say, I said, I want to prove my friendship. I want to be friends. I want to show you can trust me. That's why I had your back.
And that's okay. I would be okay with that. But in the narrative structure of WWE, it was like, there's no reason for this.
They should have Tiffany just like pay them. Be like, here you go. Here's your $20. Thanks for having my back.
Even funnier is that they're just like, all right, so the cost of the flight was $1,800. You got to pay up now. You got $3,600 for the both of us. By the way, we didn't see coach. We were in first class. Is that okay?
This is Charlotte flew to Saudi to see how far women's rights in the region had come and just happened to get involved in the match. If
they had said that on commentary, I would have been okay with it. I would have been yeah, okay, fine. I guess that's good enough.
You're being a hater, Joe. No, it's fine. You're being a hater, but
I'm being a questioner of creative influence.
You're being a hater. It's okay. You can admit it.
No, the match still sucked.
Yeah, that's the issue I had with the matches. It just wasn't good. I never need to see another Jade and Tiffany match again for the rest of my life.
Oh, thank you.
I'm good on those two.
And I understand that this match happened because of the Rhea Ripley, situation where she's out.
But then what were they gonna do? Tiffany or Jade and Rhea again? I don't need to see that either.
This is the other problem. It's like there was a whole conversation, through the reporting that there's plans for a bunch of SmackDown women if Rhea Ripley's unable to go. And I'm like, well, if this is the plan, please find a new plan. Please do anything. Just don't do this, because this was not good.
I think they've had 4 matches together. They've had a lot of matches.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if any of them have been good.
No, and this was another one that wasn't good. So let's move on, shall we? The main event, triple threat match. In a shocker, Sami Zayn captures the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes and Gunther. I thought this match was really good. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I liked the storytelling with Sami and Cody, where anything you can do, I can do better. They mirrored each other for a bunch of spots, which I, again, really appreciated. And just everything was crisp. Cody comes in like a house of fire. Sami Zayn keeps having an answer to everything. Gunther is an unstoppable monster. I really liked towards the end when Gunther does the 2 power bombs to the outside on Cody to the announce table, and then he drags him into the ring, puts the sleeper on. They tease Cody passing out. Cody gets out of the sleeper, and then the camera shot is up from the ring, and Cody's catching his breath, and all of a sudden, this big monster Gunther comes in and just attacks him again and goes right back to the sleeper. I really liked some of the footage on this, some of the camera on this, and then eventually Sami wins the title and shocks really everyone, including myself. And this is a great match. A lot of fun.
I mean, by far the best match on the show. That's not saying too much on this show, but a really strong match. I did say on Friday, one of my bold predictions was I could see Sami winning just because Cody winning felt sure. And Sami at least gives you an element of surprise. I don't think it's going to be a long run again. The Brock angle is god awful, but
he keeps talking about it. Oba Femi keeps mentioning Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Amazing, but terrible. When I saw Sami won, he's losing a Saturday Night's Main Event. I'd be shocked if he does not lose this title at Saturday Night's Main Event. Maybe it will be to Brock. I assumed it was just going to be to Cody. They do a one-on-one match. Cody just beats him at Saturday Night's Main Event, and he gets the title at MSG, and the crowd cheers, maybe. And that's that. But I'm glad he got this moment. It was good for him. It did feel on Friday, and they've been doing this in the past few weeks, but especially the last 2 weeks, they really leaned into you've never been champion. Kevin's been champion. You've never been able to do it. And now, because they leaned into it so much, it almost felt like you kind of have to do it. I know they didn't have to, but yeah, because they did lean into it so much, it did feel like, man, you keep mentioning this, you're just going to make this dude seem like a giant loser. Because they've already done that you've never been the champion stuff.
Brother, his Chiron said 10 failed attempts at the WWE title. And I was like, how can you call someone an abject failure so much?
Yeah. Like at some point, like you got to actually prove that wrong and like give the guy his moment. And I'm glad they did. It was good for Sami, and it stood out on this show because there wasn't much else good on this show.
Yeah, and False Finish had put out the report that they had originally planned to do the Sami Zayn WrestleMania spot, have him win there, but then they decided to pull the trigger early. This is the problem that I have with it, and I said the same thing on the post show on Saturday. Sami Zayn is a bad guy. Sami Zayn has been played off as a bad guy.
What?
Yes, he's a bad guy. He's doing whiny bitch worse than Cody Rhodes does whiny bitch. But I mean, like, he's doing it more than Cody Rhodes does whiny bitch. I'm not Steven Jensen, so don't play the game with me. He's a bad guy. Sami Zayn is doing bad guy shtick. And
How dare you?
now you've got him going into Saudi where he is absolutely cheered and adored, and he got the big pin, and he's pandering to the crowd, and he's saying, these are my ride or dies. But the problem is then you got to come back to the United States. And people try to say, this is just like Brett going to Canada versus going to the US. I'm like, it's nothing like that, because it's a very different type of story. Sammy's just being a piece of shit, and he's not right about patriotism. He's right about himself. Brett's just right about Canada. So it wasn't... I'm curious to see what Sami does when he comes home, whether that's tonight on the SmackDown tapings or if they show him on Raw at all. But like it'll be
on SmackDown. They have already announced him for SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I get that. But Cody, that's the thing. Cody is not the bad guy because he still gets cheered.
He's a dork.
And again, the fucking Shades of Grey stuff, it doesn't work. You can just let Cody be a white meat babyface, and it's okay. But they keep wanting to muddy the waters with everything Cody does instead of letting him have that. I hate to say a Hulk Hogan like run. I don't want him to go that much into Hogan territory, but he is a white meat babyface. Simple, easy. And now Cody's got to, figure out how to either get the heat as a champion or play his role and hope that it works for whatever they're trying to do. Which, if it ends with him getting his ass beat by Brock Lesnar,
that ain't good.
And that's the other thing. It's like, are you trying to position Brock as a babyface going to Minnesota where he is a national treasure? Or are you going to position Brock as a badass and Sami gets the sympathy out of this? And then he turns into a babyface again. Like, what are you going to do with these characters?
I mean, they don't know.
That is true.
They have no idea what they're doing with these characters.
Just the worst. We do have a couple super chats. Let's get this one from Follow. It says, hey, have you heard why they changed the location of SummerSlam? Where in the world is Minnesota? Yes, we have. I saw it. They did what happened was they had the SummerSlam logo and they did like a tilt shift on the image and tried to pull it back. However they did it, some people want to say it's AI. I don't know how they did it, but it is easy in Photoshop if you know how to use Photoshop or Adobe After Effects. But I guess whatever happened, whatever they used, made the S in Minnesota look like a B, and as a result, Minnesota.
I don't know if it's AI. It just looks stupid.
It's just a poor render. Honestly, they might for tonight, and if they do, great. If not, then they really do have some lazy people working for their.
I thought it was either I thought it was either just a typo or the font. Like the font choice was just weird. But I didn't think it was AI though.
I think the way that the font got skewered with the image was what made it look like that.
Yeah.
There are more egregious things that they do, like going to Saudi Arabia, than a font choice or just a bad render. But yes, the Minnesota thing was funny for what it was. And yeah, that's Night of Champions. And again, overall, like the show was fine.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was okay.
I like that the main event for SummerSlam is wide open right now. You know that Oba Femi is currently in a position.
It shouldn't be wide open.
Well, no, I think that they'll quickly get to it. Again, you have a full month to get there because the show isn't until August 1st, 2nd. So at least you have a month to do it, and I'll be okay.
Well, it shouldn't be wide open in that Oba Femi won King of the Ring, and now he should challenge
He's got
Roman.
a champion to pick.
And that's that.
Well, not so much. Yes. So I had Luis in the chat or doing the post show notes for me, and he had put in big bold green letters, and I saw it after the fact, that Gunther attacked Nick Aldis, backstage.
Oh, who fucking cares?
Everyone's doing the whole, oh, Nick Aldis is gonna wrestle, and it's like, we've done. The first thing I did was retweet whatever video it was of Nick Aldis and Gunther doing a pushing match, and it was the Royal Rumble 2021 photo of Roman Reigns versus Adam Pearce as a match graphic. You think they ran that match? They did not, in fact, run that match. They're not gonna. Nick Aldis isn't wrestling. Stop falling for this shit. Nick Aldis is a big dude who can get shoved around and he'll shove back because that's what a big dude would do. He's not wrestling. He's a failed wrestler, according to WWE.
They just did this with McIntyre. This feels like it felt so lazy when I saw this angle. I was like, this sucks. I do not care about this heel who keeps losing and looks like a giant dork now being mad at the general manager of things. You got to pick this stipulation, you idiot. And you picked Sami Zayn as the referee. Why are you mad at Nick Aldis over this?
Yeah, you did it to yourself.
It's dumb as hell. The LA Knight Adam Pearce one, there's a little bit more credence. So I don't think that Adam Pearce is wrestling, mind you. But at least LA Knight is like a baby face doing this, and he feels like being conspired against because Adam Pearce is being too chummy with the bloodline. Like, I'm okay with that one. But Jose's right in that you're literally doing two like authority angles where the authority is probably not wrestling. This is just, it's a carbon copy of the Drew McIntyre stuff. It's the same thing. Failed dork ass heel, can't win any matches, and so for some reason they're mad at the general manager. And I got no interest in it because it ain't like Aldis is gonna wrestle. Maybe he does. I hope he does. I hope it leads to something, but it didn't with McIntyre. So why am I gonna think it's gonna do anything with Aldis? Or with Gunther? I saw this. I was more offended by this than anything on the show.
I get it. Meanwhile, TNA is gonna have they have their authority figure wrestle. So they're
Did
the winning
Santino
team.
wrestle?
No, but he was going to at Slammiversary. That was part of the original plan. You and I have talked about this.
Oh yeah.
That was a plan, and it didn't come to fruition. But he has at least been wrestling on the shows, for better or worse, mostly for worse. But should we talk about Slammiversary real quick?
Yeah, I don't feel like we need to go match by match on this.
No, the bigger pieces of news, they're going to introduce the Knockouts television title, which they're going to have a 16-woman tournament, and the title is going to be defended exclusively on Impact. First thing I thought of was like, do you have 16 women? So I went.
I hope the Hex get involved here.
They're a tag team. I'm sorry. There is technically at least 15 women who are eligible and are on the card. Who are on the TNA. I can't believe it. We went through it on the post show, and then I'm really hoping that they also introduce some younger, newer talent. So they do in fact have the women. They do somehow on their. They do. There are some people that we're forgetting, but yes, I'm hoping that they bring in some new people. I hope they treat it as a title that's an opportunity title on the bottom and a move up title on the top. In other words, it's important enough those stories to exist. So I'm trying to be optimistic because Slammiversary was the beginning of a new creative regime, which tends to not really work out with TNA over the history of the company, but I'll give it that. Meanwhile, the Knockouts tag titles are still around, and there's only 2 teams. So this is another thing where unless on the tapings they say that's the end of the Knockouts tag titles, now everyone's focusing on the Knockouts TV title, that would be better. But that is it. And I really think the finals are just going to be Indy Hartwell and Marshade because they were the 2 losers on the stage when Tracy Brooks introduced the title. Elena Black had already won her match and took a powder. That was it for her. She's going for the world title, I guess. So that's that.
I saw this announcement. I mean, Fightful Select had it first.
We did.
I can't care about more titles being introduced.
Shouldn't be there.
I can't. In any company, I need all these companies to stop introducing titles at this point. And their Knockouts division ain't.
It's not lighting the world on fire.
Ain't really great.
Needs a
right
lot
now.
more.
You know the funniest part of this whole show was?
What's that?
The opening video package, where they were like, X division gave all these people these opportunities. The knockouts division defined an era and gave all these women opportunities. And like they're touting like the history of the company, which they should. Don't get me wrong. Like it's all like it was a really good video package. And by the end of it, I was like, and look where you're at now. I felt kind of bad.
Oh, it's the same thing with the AMC debut where they did this whole, the knockouts division.
Yeah.
The X division. It's like, and neither of them are on your show.
Man, it was like 24 years, and look what we've done. I was like,
what have you done lately?
Man, that's what you guys have done in 24. Like, they're not wrong with this stuff, but I was just thinking, like, and now we've got whatever we've got on this show.
Ultimate X opened up the main card. Cedric Alexander retained. Amazing.
I hate this finish.
So I didn't hate this finish only because Cedric's character is being that asshole and doing things. From a character perspective, it works. From a finish, like he stole it from Leon Slater as he and Red were fighting for the belt on top of the X, and then Leon Slater had the belt, was hanging, and then Slater just kind of grabbed it and sonicked out of the ring. He won the match. I'm just hating the way they're trading Leon Slater as he's 1 foot out the door.
You know what what I thought was stupid? They did this twice. They were like, oh, it's the contractually obligated rematch. So it's the contractually obligated rematch for Leon Slater and the contractually obligated rematch for the Hardys. I was like, why are they in these matches in their contractually obligated rematch? I'd be pissed if I was them. No wonder Leon Slater wants to leave. He's like, I held this title for longer than nearly anybody. It should have been longer than anybody. I held this title for longer than nearly anybody. I got put in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and that's how I lost. And now I got my contractually obligated rematch is an 8-person, I think it's 7, but a multi-man Ultimate X match. I'd be pissed off. Like, yeah, I'm out of here.
It was 7, but it was not. It again. There was another spot with Leon. They were doing chicken. There was 3 guys on shoulders, and Leon was at the ropes on his own, ready to do the climb. And he's like, "What do I do?" And he goes for a double blockbuster. Meanwhile, I'm like, you kick both men in the face, and then you climb across the ropes, and you get the belts. You don't do a spot. You go try to get the belt, and you kick people in the face. But yeah, that was it. People are talking about when's Leon's later free. His deal goes into the fall of this year, and
that's unfortunate.
There's 2 ways to look at it. There's the WWE is going to see this as they're devaluing him before he goes elsewhere, or TNA is trying to devalue him before he goes elsewhere. And either WWE is going to be like, no, we'll still pay, or we'll pay him less, or it's going to be, I'm going to AEW and you guys can suck my ass. I don't know what the answer is.
Suck my ass.
You can do whatever you want, but it's the way they've been treating him has been kind of weird and suspect. And again, we're grading on a curve because we don't know what the tapings and the next step of Leon Slater's stint in TNA is going to look like, but you just keep making him look dumber and dumber after having him lose that title match, that record-tying title match.
The match was good. I'm not going to take anything away. It was short. It was only, like
10 and a half.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a short match. And then afterwards, Frankie Kazarian welcomes Amazing Red into the TNA Hall of Fame, which is well-deserved.
Yeah. See, I hate that finish. Like, it made sense. Like, they've done it before with that. They just steal the title, and like the rule is you've got to, whoever falls to the ground,
you have to have the title
with the title
on the ground.
Yeah, I think that sucks. I hate that because it just gives you it gives you too many outs. It feels cheap in this, so I didn't like it. But
I get
it was
it.
good. Match was good.
Silly outcome, but like I said, it fits the Cedric character right now. You want to hate him, and they're finding ways to hate him. The one thing I don't like about Cedric is his promo right now. It's nails on a chalkboard grading. So that's all I would like to change. Elsewhere on the card, Mustafa Ali defends the international title against what ends up being 2 people because both authority figures are again inept and bad at their jobs. They don't communicate, and no one's going to do anything about it because Carlos Silva is too busy trying to wrap titles around people's waists all night. It ends up being Rich Swann makes his return after, I guess, a few weeks off, and the debuting Yuha Nation, the former Apollo Creed, which Apollo Crews, not Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed is somebody completely different.
He'll be in AEW soon.
He will be, yes. Yuha Nation makes his debut in TNA. This was something that you and I kind of talked about it in the Fightful Discord after our show that day when we were trying to figure out, is it Raj Deji? Is it someone else who's the big surprise? I went into the Discord and I said, oh, it could be Apollo Crews because he's a former multi-time champion and he is out and his contract just may have expired and we don't know for sure. Well, it turns out it was him, and WrestleVotes had also reported over on Fightful Select that there was an interest in Yuha Nation from TNA. So I thought this match, again, really solid. Rich Swann was there to take the pin in the end.
Yeah.
And they're gonna keep going Yuha Nation versus Mustafa Ali. They'll probably put it in the cage at Lockdown, and that could be the time when he wins the international title, and hopefully then Ali moves up, or they announce that he's moving on.
It was hilarious that they made this a triple threat match because they realized, like, wait, we either got to put the title on Ua or we gotta beat him in his first match.
I think they originally wanted to do a fuck finish, and then New Creative was like, nope.
Well, good on New Creative then, because it actually worked. Like, I actually thought it worked to do a triple threat match and to do, like, Daria has a person and Santino has a person, and it was smart that Santino they tied him to Ua because that's the babyface move, right? It's like, oh, Daria just had Rich Swann as the person. Like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, Rich Swann's a babyface now, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so
Rich Swann is a babyface.
So yeah, so really like, that didn't like quite make sense, but you know, Ua is the guy who was debuting and was going to get the big pop and everything. So at least they tied that to Santino on there. But no, it was a really good match and another short match, which I was fine with these matches being short. I don't need them to overstay their welcome like every match on Forbidden Door. But Ua winning or losing, all right, sure.
I don't know if you have much to say about Moose and Edwards. This was just a weird match that played well for TNA fans who follow the product. So I think
you loved it then.
It's not that I loved it. I think I hate the no surrender match. I hate it. It's like we're going to blow off the feud by someone else throwing in the towel. And then the week before the match, Lisha Edwards like, what are you going to do? You're going to spear me through a table? You're going to spear me through a table? I'm like, yes, exactly what he's going to do. And that's exactly what he did. It was, again, it worked for TNA fans who follow the product, but the match itself was good. It was brutal. They're happy with it. That's all that matters. Xia Brookside wins the Knockouts World title. This was something that few people expected. I feel like this will be a match in the cage of Lockdown.
Everyone expected.
Well, you never know. But yeah, Xia wins. Looks like they're going to go to the cage at Lockdown in August. Anything on that?
No.
The ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team titles. The Hardys recapture the titles from The System, The Righteous, and The Great Hands. The System had the titles for 78 days. And Jeremy, how many times did they defend them other than last night?
Once. Yeah, because I wrote this article, and then every time I write an article, I note how long they held the titles and how many title defenses they had. So I remember writing like they had the title for 79 days and made one successful title defense. What a pointless ass reign.
IWGP ass title reign this was. Yes, this was not good. The match itself was fun.
Yeah, the match was fun. I liked it. Good.
The Hardys won the fucking titles back. Woo!
Sure.
You got to give the Hardys the title.
You know the best part about this match was they did a lot of crazy stuff. Bless Jeff Hardy still doing his fucking swanton off the ladder.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
Are we? Okay, go ahead.
Do you want me to get into it?
Yeah, because the best part of this match has almost nothing to do with the match.
As is tradition. The Wicked ladder comes out. It's a ladder that is wrapped in barbed wire and flowers. The Righteous introduced it as a homage to the Wicked Garden match. They brought it out. It's a weapon ladder. It's not a climbing ladder. They use it for the entire match as a weapon. Bear Bronson gets slammed onto it. Dutch gets slammed on. Everyone gets hit with the Wicked ladder. So what does Jeff Hardy do? He uses no wrestling IQ to climb up the ladder that has shit attached to it and is busted up to go and do his swanton from it. Why the flicking fluck is Jeff Hardy trying to do...
You answered your own question!
He's dumb. Because he's dumb.
It's Jeff Hardy!
Jeff Hardy. Everyone's, so good. It was not, no. There was no wrestling psychology in Jeff Hardy being a fucking idiot.
Yes! You're right! There's no wrestling psychology in Jeff Hardy! Good job! You answered your own question.
Why aren't the good hands on that fucking ladder then?
What do you mean? They have wrestling psychology. That's why. That's why they didn't climb the ladder. It's Jeff Hardy.
Should have been on the ladder being put through that ladder.
I would have been more appalled if that had happened. I was like, what are you doing, Jeff? Climb this ladder. Climb the broken ass ladder that's gonna fall apart as you're on top of it. That's what I expect from you.
No, stop it. Either way, Bear looked great in this match. Brian Myers convulsed and died. He ate Lily of the Valley.
That's a hilarious spot.
It is a very funny spot.
That's a hilarious spot.
Somewhere Vince Gilligan's having a good chuckle. You should have seen the post show because that set off Steven Jensen because he hates Vince Gilligan, as it turns out.
Oh,
when
really?
he did the spotlight, yeah, he'll go into it. He thinks that like he stole everything from Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh yeah, I know he said that before.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was a whole thing. Cresta's sitting there like, really? This is great. So go watch the post show for that spot. But yeah, the match was just it was pointless because now we're just gonna do the Hardys and the Righteous on the fucking compound.
God, I hope not.
You are. They've already made the challenge. They've already told you what's happening.
Oh, did they? Oh, that sucks.
Like they didn't tell you what's happening, but like they've inferred it. It'll happen.
That sucks. You are a hater of like, why is Jeff Hardy doing something dumb?
By the way, they're done with the Broken Hardy shit. They busted out of that last night. They introduced them as the Broken Hardys, but they gave them that they gave them that theme real quick.
Okay, here was the best part of this match. All right.
Right.
Watch this finish, everybody. Just watch the finish. Because the ladder is facing this way. So if they climbed it, their backs are to the hard camera. And Matt starts to climb it, and he realizes that their backs are to the hard camera. And so, like, there's nobody around. Everybody's wiped out at this point. They could have easily just climbed it up there, gotten the title and everything. But Matt realizes that their backs to the hard camera. So he has to take time to position the ladder that way. So when they both climb it, they can look at the hard camera to hold up the championships. This made me laugh so much because it was already perfectly placed underneath the ladders. It did not need to be moved at all. There was no issue climbing it. There was no one to stop them from climbing. It was literally, oh wait, if we climb it like this, my back will be to the hard cam and I will be blocking Jeff if he climbs the other side, or I gotta like turn around and kneel down and all this stuff. No, why don't I just move it the other way so we can both climb and look directly at the hard cam? Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That was my favorite part of this match. That was dumber than Jeff Hardy climbing a ladder that doesn't work halfway. That I expect.
So we can both agree that the Hardys did something stupid last night. Yesterday afternoon.
Ruled.
Oh my
Ruled. I thought this match was a lot of fun.
And the match was fun. The match was good. It was just some of those spots are just like, ugh. And just to go back to the Hardys, it's just.
Yeah, going back to the Hardys, I was like, all right, sure.
The great hands getting into the match, I thought was a good touch. I'm glad that they gave them the spot. I'm glad.
Losers.
Opportunity. Yeah, they're big old losers, but you know, at least they tried to make something out of them. And again, Myers and Bear did exactly what they needed to do, and they look good in the match. But at the end of the day, it was the Hardys and the Righteous because that's got to continue, and it's been since January. We're still into this, so that's kind of where we're at. Volib says it's not what you've done; it's what you've done for us lately. Sorry. That is how it works. And the main event.
Yeah, the feed did get fucked in this match. I guess it was the TNA Plus feed.
Yeah, I was watching on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Smart move, by the way, because then I could do the speed up. I can take a break and catch 1.7.
Yeah, I was watching the TNA Plus feed, and then it kept screwing up, and so I switched to a different feed, which was much cleaner and did not have any issues.
Yeah, well, main event. You have a new TNA World Championship holder, to the surprise of nobody. Nick Nemeth once again takes titles from people who are leaving the company, and Mike Santana is the latest one who's leaving. So Nick Nemeth is the champion, and the big question is, will Nick Nemeth be taking that title to Australia the first opportunity he gets for the millions of dollars he's paid to skip?
Yeah, they pay him millions, so of course he will.
We talked about this. I get paid hundreds, no, thousands. Millions.
Yeah, nobody's gonna pay you to show up to do that.
That's fair. They did open with a video package, and it looked like it was Mike Santana saying thank you and goodbye, and then it turns out it was all to because he was like, I want to thank you. It felt like the first opening.
Nah, it was okay. I thought it was way too Conan focused for me to think that.
When he changed the tone to thank you, by the way, to Conan, and I was like, oh, okay.
No. I thought it was Conan the entire time because there was a lot of focus on Conan from like the first opening shot. I was like, wait, this seems like it's the Conan, not the TNA.
it was a thank you to Conan because maybe they were also trying to say thank you to Conan for all of his work because he's been dealing with a lot of health stuff. Well, turns out it was actually Conan being invited and inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, to which a lot of people were asking, like, is he going to physically be able to be there? So that's a question we'll find out. It's a long way to go because they're in Florida for Bound for Glory, and
hopefully he can make it.
I would like to see him make it. If they got to do a video induction, then that's also okay. But good for Conan. Once upon a time, tried to sue that company, but also had a long tenure in TNA. And who inducts him? Because there are a lot of names. And my first thought is Brian James, 3 Live Crew.
Oh, Santana would come back for this.
So this is funny because Mike Gilbert, who does TNA stuff, he had tweeted something like, oh, hold on, it was it's well deserved. Conan going into the Hall of Fame. Red deserves it too. Also, TNA putting in Red and Conan tells me they really want Santana to stay.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, if he doesn't induct Conan, he's got to induct Red. So he's got to be there for one of them.
My response was effectively, we can't afford to pay you, but would you accept hollow acts of respect?
You should accept your friends going into a Hall of Fame that doesn't actually exist.
Like, do you value loyalty?
It is very funny that like okay, Amazing Red makes sense, no problem. Like I'm behind that.
Yeah.
Conan, not necessarily Conan like doesn't deserve it or anything, but it feels like you could name about 30 people, probably more than that, before you get to Conan as a Hall of Fame inductee for TNA. I mean, his best run with TNA was the stuff he did with Truth and James. Like, if anything, it should be them as a group, not just him. So, that did feel like, hey, we got your pal. We're putting him in. Come on. You can't say no to this.
I like Mikey V saying LAX is a cornerstone TNA.
Yeah, true.
And that's true. That's why, for me, Conan, I think it was also like, we should give him his flowers because he's been dealing with a lot of shit. And like, we don't know how much longer he'll be here. That's not me saying like Conan's gonna die soon, but it's more like, listen, there's a lot going on with Conan's health, and he is going through it. So maybe it's just time to do it while we still have him. So he was a manager of LAX, and the story that they did with the OGs even coming back in the 2010s, like that was also a good spot. So I think Conan's deserving of it. I understand your thoughts as well, where like there are other people we can get to, but I think it was more like we should probably get to Conan now for the Santana stuff, but also because Conan's not doing 100%.
Now that's very fair. You guys are haters on the 3 Live Crew run. That was his best work, not LAX.
Let's get Ron Killings on the show and we'll see what he says about it. So yes, Nick Nemeth recaptures the TNA title, takes it off the guy who's leaving. This match was okay. It wasn't great. The thing with Nick Nemeth is that you're always
say the line, Joel.
No, because it wasn't even fine. It was okay. The match,
this finish sucked.
So yeah, you're always going to get Nick Nemeth doing a overly dramatic match, and it's always going to include him doing an extended headlock or rest spot, and it's a fucking pay-per-view match. So like we're stuck watching these two. They do the bleeding spot. Oh my god, Ryan Nemeth gets in the ring towards the opening parts of the match, and then you've got dumbass referee who gets distracted anytime a cat sees a laser beam, and he sees Ryan Nemeth in the ring, so he's immediately trying to stop Ryan Nemeth, but instead of doing the thing, which is to eject them, be like, no, get out of here, you're out. No, you got to do the TNA referee thing where now everyone gets to get a fucking a personality. So he gets to do the you're out of here, and it's fucking stupid. Your referee is not there to have a personality. Your referee is there to count the 3, keep the match flowing, and keep the time cues. Your referee is invisible. The best referees are the ones you don't notice, and this referee gets distracted and immediately loses sight of everything. So he gets rid of Ryan, and then it turns into Nick Nemeth using the call your shot stuff so that they could fucking do the bleeding. And then the story of the match is that eventually Santana bleeds too much, and then he fails, and next thing you know, Nick Nemeth hits Knick Knack Paddywhack, wins another title.
Joel hating on the ref.
It's because I work for Mystery Wrestling.
Amazing. Yeah, I didn't think it was.
It wasn't a good match, Jeremy. It wasn't a good match.
It wasn't that like it wasn't good. It was just like, all right, it was a match.
The TNA main
I hated the finish. I didn't buy that Santana was beat up enough after 14 minutes with a barely blood spot. And this looked way worse in hindsight when you watched Ospreay and Swerve go 40 minutes with, their heads severed. And they continued to go. Like, I just did not buy that Santana was actually that drained, that the spin the block was just like, oh, he didn't get all. Like, does he have no cardio all of a sudden? And then Nemeth wins. Like, Nemeth winning, like, okay, like you figured that was gonna happen, but yeah, I did not like this finish, and the match was just okay prior to the finish.
So Nick Nemeth's the champion, and they celebrate in the ring with champagne, and the crowd is very confused because they don't know who to cheer or boo.
Nah, everybody's a babyface, Joel.
Sure, everyone's a babyface. SB3 says he thought the match was good. Oh, all right. Hey, man, again, subjective art form. But I did not think the match was that good. Thought the match was
I think it was bad. It was just, I didn't like the finish. The finish took me out of it.
Yeah. He bled too much.
The finish was stupid.
The elevation is dramatically different in Boston. Yes, there was too much blood because of that. It was all the cardio just gone. It was just over. Anyway, that's TNA Slammiversary. Great American Bash. This was a show that happened.
Yeah. I didn't know. I like this show.
They're burying Naraku, Jeremy. It's over. The evil experiment has ended. Tony D'Angelo, taped up eye and all, clean as a whistle. That's it. Naraku's got to pack it up, go back to New Japan. It's over. I'm sorry.
Very sad we did not get to see Hiromu here.
Yes. That's for
we need the House of Torture stuff. 'Cause it was very funny of like Tony D'Angelo faces Naraku, and everyone who's watched Naraku, or the goat known as the E, the V, the I, and the L, like, oh, the interference stuff. This is the only reason he wins, and then he just has a straight singles match, and Tony D just beats him.
But this is also the NXT. This has been the NXT style forever, where it's like new guy comes in, gets a title shot, and immediately loses because he's got to quote learn the system, and then he rebuilds and eventually wins. Like, this is the NXT way.
Yeah. It's stupid. He should have just.
I didn't say it wasn't. It's dumb, but it's the way they do it.
Tony D had him like half a face and still winning. Like, okay, sure.
Yep.
It definitely did not make me feel great about Naraku's like run. Like, I think he'll get the title. He'll get some backup. Maybe it'll be Hiromu. Maybe it'll be other people, and they'll start doing more House of Torture-ish stuff. But this felt very anticlimactic. Of like, oh, Tony D just like beat him in 10 minutes after getting his face blown off a few days ago. Sure, why not?
Zarya beats Tatum Paxley, retains the women's North American title, and Tatum Paxley is going to go after what's her face, Kalani Jordan next. And I assume that's Paxley's way out by putting Kalani over, or Tatum's going to actually win on her way up, and that'll be it.
Yeah, this is good. I like this match.
Good match.
Yeah, good finish. Good, some good near falls down the stretch as well. Yeah, overall, good, and it looks like Tatum is probably over on things. So
she's very over. That is true.
Well, she is over, but I'm like, she's probably over NXT and headed somewhere on the main roster. I know. Alexa Bliss gamer. I hope she gets paired with Alexa Bliss. For your sake, I hope it happens.
You're gonna get Paige, and you will like it. You will get Paige and Paxley. Okay. Shiloh Hill beats Tristan Angels. This is the match.
God, this match was 8 hours long.
It was too long. Shiloh Hill just wants to giggle his way to the top. Yeah, I got nothing else to add. Ren Sinclair beats Ariana Grace for the Speed Championship. She is the fastest woman alive.
Perfect length of match. Under 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I thought the Speed title match is supposed to be 7 minutes, or they're all 5. And
the title matches are 5.
Oh, something else was 7.
Yeah.
Oh, it was because they went into extras that one time. That's why I'm thinking of 7.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shaquan Sugars beats Dion Lennox and then gets beat the fuck up by the rest of Dark State. This match was another one that was much longer, but I like Shaquan Sugars, so I enjoyed the match.
Okay.
I mean, Dion Lennox gassing out at the end was not ideal. The finish was definitely not good, but I thought they were doing some good stuff in this match. It was just when Dion just couldn't get up for whatever Shaquan was trying to do before he did his inverted frog splash. Yeah, it was It was something. That kind of blew it out. Miles Bourne beats Tavion Heights, defends the North American Championship. This was the longest match on the show, apparently.
I guess so. It shouldn't have been, but
It existed.
okay.
And then finally, Kendal Grey wins the wins the NXT Women's Championship, beats Lola Vice. Once again, Lola Vice, the best champion that NXT has ever seen in the women's division, right? She's here and she's ready to fight anyone. Well, this was her second defense on NXT, the third defense since winning the title.
She defended the title back to back. She defended in AAA the night before.
Good for her. Anyway, she lost, and I thought Kendal Grey has had better matches, but this one was fine. It was a good main event.
It wasn't the, Kendal Grey is now everything's a 5-star classic match, and it was really good. And Kendal Grey and Lola was really fun. They worked well, especially with both of their backgrounds, and because I think sometimes it's not that people forget that Lola was an MMA fighter because she has like that repertoire and everything, but when compared to Kendal, I think people just more expected out of Kendal. So the fact that Lola was kind of going counter for counter with her was really fun. I really liked this match. I'm glad that Kendal ended up getting the victory. And I didn't feel like this like overstayed its welcome or anything. It probably could have gotten more time. Like they probably could have shaved some time off of the Saquon match and the Shiloh match and given them a little bit more time. But at the same time, it was a match that perfectly served its purpose in 15 minutes, and they didn't do a million things down the stretch. So I like this match. Kendal Grey's great. Lola Vice is great. I think Lola's going to do really well on the main roster if given half an opportunity, which is always debatable.
Congratulations to your new Women's United States champion, Lola Vice.
Maybe, yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
I expect it. And that's the NXT show. Matthew Hook sends a super chat saying Forbidden Door kicked ass and everything else this weekend. Subjective art form, pal.
Disagree.
Folks, get in your super chats, get in your Humber chats. Let's talk about Forbidden Door for the last little while of this show. This show, as always, this show, as always, we can say it and you can understand it. Long ass show.
This one was extra. This was 5 hours. It didn't end until 1 o'clock.
They really went long on this one. And again, this is, you say it and I repeat what you say because I agree with it. It started an hour earlier and it's not going to be as problematic in this case, or do an afternoon show, but TNA beat you to it because you suck. It does feel like they're starting to really push the envelope with how long they could do these shows for.
The crowd felt kind of burnt by the end because some of the stuff in Ospreay and Swerve felt half-hearted from the crowd. Like they were like trying to chant AEW, but it would peter out very quickly. And then some of the stuff I think they were expecting a reaction to didn't feel like it got the reaction that, or maybe the miking was bad, I don't know. But it didn't feel like it got the reaction, like the big reaction that they were hoping for. The crowd felt a little bit burnt during this. I felt burnt during this. It was 1 a.m. I had a long weekend as it was. I should probably rewatch this match with fresher eyes than I had last night, and maybe I'd appreciate it a little bit more. But I don't know. Did anyone else feel that way? That the crowd didn't feel like they were into it. I'm not gonna be like they were completely dead during it. They were into it, but it also felt like they were a little gassed by a 5-hour show.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, we're always going to any wrestling show, regardless of company. There's always dips, right? In Saudi, it was the trick and the trick match versus Ricky Saints, right? That
okay, sorry. Ten Ruza said Reg tweeted it was loud in person all night. All right, then maybe the miking was bad. Okay, fair.
You're in a big cavernous arena. Like, I'm not saying because it's empty, but you get a big arena. Yeah, the chatter alone is going to keep it loud. They also, this is the other thing that people don't always realize, they pump up the volume throughout the night. This is like what you do when a band comes to town. The opening slot's not as loud as the last guys on the show. So it does get louder and your ears kind of diminish. Again, I'm not trying to play down the fact of what company's loud and what's not. But like, there are down moments on every single show. So it's a long show, and it's sometimes it's tough to stay up for all of it. And if people work, great, but it's still a long show.
It's a long show. It was a really good show. You know, it's not like the shows always deliver. As I always say, just start them earlier. That's all I care about. Start the show at 6, like the main show at 6, not the pre-show.
It's one of
the main show.
It's one of the things that I'm a little nervous about going to Montreal, and that's why I booked my flight to be later in the morning on the Monday. It's going to be a late night. I'm not going to be on the West Coast. The show's going to end, and it's going to go until 2 a.m. for people in media. It's just going to be a late night. But for those who were in San Jose, they got a show that ended around 9:30, which for them is great.
Yeah.
For us here in the West Coast or on the East Coast, it was a late night. So I understand, you always get the people in the UK being like, "Oh, I finished at 6 a.m." It's like, yeah, you made that decision. Some of us had work to do. God damn it! Do it on a Saturday, and you can run it at whatever time you want.
No. Even then, I don't want it going to 1 a.m. Even on a Saturday, stop it. Just
are you not excited for NXT Heatwave?
Oh my gosh!
They're gonna counter program All In.
Look, that's honestly fine because
it's gonna be the afternoon.
Yeah, it's in the afternoon. I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that one because those shows are starting in the afternoon. I don't have an issue with that. As I always say, I do not care if your show is 5 hours long, 6 hours long. End it by 11. Start it at 11, run a 12-hour show. Don't give a shit. End it by 11.
Yeah.
I don't want start times for a show. I need end times for a show.
Yep, I agree. Anything in the pre-show that you want to talk about? I want to mention Divine Dominion being the aura farmers that they are.
Yeah, they rule.
It's so funny. On Collision, they did the segment where the interview segment, and just the height challenging between the two of them was hilarious. It's like 5-foot team, 7-foot team. Who do you think should win? But Divine Dominion, they beat Thunder Rosa and Olympia. This was a perfectly good match. It was just hilarious to watch these people fight.
Divine Dominion are great. The rest of the pre-show, I mean,
Micah had a good match.
Micah and Sky Blue. She can be hit or miss. She was hit.
She was on
in this one. Yep. Yeah,
you can tell
Micah's
she's
good.
she's got something going with it. What she's working on lately. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So that was a good match, and the women's tag match was fine. Or it was good. I shouldn't say it was fine. It was better than fine. It was good. And Drilla and Daniel Garcia, sure.
Good morning, Sean Ross Sapp.
How are you feeling?
Me, I'm here. Probably the most sore I've been after a match.
Yeah, how's your head?
Back. Yeah.
How's your head? Good.
I'm good.
Okay.
I got a little bit of a headache. Jeremy watched me eat a shoot headbutt to the face.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh, that was a little rough.
I want to do a Fightful Tells All episode with Steve because I always try to do those after every match that I do for the 3 people that care. I'm like, okay, I want to give every detail about what happened because I'm giving everybody else's secrets. Why not mine? But that's the most fun I've had wrestling in a long time, to the point to where even they were like, "Yo, we're running this back next year." Before we got out of there.
Yeah. So after the match,
Steve on the ground like, no.
Yeah, after the match, the Rejects grabbed the mic and were like, we'll do this again next year. I was like, I don't know if they were planning to say that or if they just booked their own rematch here, but it sounds like they've talked Sean and Steve into doing it again.
I'll do it. I loved working with them. I mean, if I'm shooting, brother, as a work, it sucked. It was so bad. I will say it did legitimately hurt. All of it hurt. Their finish was not fun to take.
So I meant to ask you about this when we got food afterwards. That looked like it sucked. That looked like it absolutely sucked.
It's an elevated crossroads. It was not fun.
Yeah.
They do a crossroads and they put me up on another guy's shoulder to do it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But then I took a tombstone right after that. I got cracked over the head with a piece of steel. I got hit with a shoot baby.
Yeah, the baby kicked the shit out of you.
Well, I mean, the Crocs were in sport mode, which is reckless in my opinion. That's why you can't trust these deathmatch wrestlers or deathmatch babies. Like, if you put them in sport mode, come on. But, I mean, that clip already got 6 figures, so that basically made Paul Cade's nut for booking me. That's what you do. What is it?
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it was very funny because I can't. I apologize to the person who I don't remember, and he's like, did you do a calf cutter in there, and did you switch that with this grip? I was like, yeah, I trained for a little while, and he said, why don't you do that more? And I was like, come on, it is haha funny fat guy fall when I wrestle. That's what this is supposed to be. Like, I'm going in there to get hit really, really hard, which John Wayne Murdoch hit me really, really hard repeatedly.
He also did that move so Steve could take a 5-minute break to catch his breath.
God bless.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get into when I went to tag him back in, he's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? And I was like, all right, come on. I'm back. I think I did like an axe handle or something to a double axe handle off the top to get back in there. But it was fun. I got thrown over the guardrail on the concrete, and I was like, I'm gonna grab whatever weapon I can find. I found a styrofoam plate. And so here's the funny thing. I throw it at John Wayne Murdoch like a frisbee, and he flinched. He flinched.
You didn't want to get cut.
He didn't know what it was. There could have been like thumbtacks on. They put thumbtacks on everything else in the arena.
Maybe there was Lily of the Valley on the
yeah, Lily of the Valley. I love that weapon. I love that as a weapon. But,
you and Vince.
Like, I'm watching one of the most violent deathmatch guys walking at me after he's beat the plum fuck out of me, and I just frisbee that thing, and he goes, huh? And he was like, that's a styrofoam plate, and it throws me right back over the guardrail. What else was there? Oh, there was honestly, you know what? I think the most painful bump I took was the first one, the shoulder block. I was like, damn, I don't miss taking flatbacks. But there was the dart. I found a Nerf dart under the ring and threw it at Reed Bentley.
Yeah, it was a Nerf dart with a thumbtack on it. Chad tried to use that in his match, and it didn't
no
go
longer
well.
had the thumbtack in it.
Oh, the thumbtack wasn't there? Okay, so Chad tried to use it because he did a hardcore match, death match, whatever. And they had like the Nerf gun, but he could not get the gun to like load. And so it didn't shoot. So he tried to throw it at his opponent, and it hit the ring rope and just bounced back and hit Chad. So
I love
it did not go well.
So whenever me, you, and Steve can get on a show, I would love a viewer's perspective and then our perspective, and we'll do like a Fightful Tells All or something.
We can, I mean, as long as they're okay with like the footage being used. I'm pretty sure my wife recorded like the entire match, so
be fine with it. Yeah,
we
they'd
can
be fine
legitimately like air the whole thing and go through it.
One of the best shows I ever did was with Denise, where we went through the process of all the GCW cluster stuff, and I've still not went through that with the last one I did, which was kind of fun. But man, this ended honestly. Last night ended like the most insane stretch. Like, I've traveled so much. I did MLW a few weeks ago, and I've been all across the country, all that stuff, and did a week in Vegas, and I've got no travel planned right now. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, but someone says SRS and C versus Brian Alvarez and Tom Lawler at Paulcade went. They would beat the fucking shit out of us.
Oh, you just had it happen to you last night. So what's the difference?
So I think I've told Jeremy this. Josh Barnett had brought up the possibility of like Bloodsport a couple years ago. It was so funny because I was introducing my friend Samira to people at GCW. And she was like, oh, what else do you want to do in wrestling before you stop doing it? And I was like, I know it's stupid, but I would like to do Bloodsport because we came from the same lineage. And then Josh Barnett asked me about it then. If I faced anybody, I think Brian would be the person that I would need to face in that type of thing, because he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Like, he'd be fucking fantastic at that. But yeah, I still want to team with Vinny. I want to team with Shaza. I want to do stuff like that. But I was supposed to wrestle in August. I was going to do that. It was going to be a 4-way, but apparently that ain't happening. So
Cole's a coward. That's why it's not happening.
He is a coward. Did he tell you that I shot on him?
Oh, did you?
He's like, let's shoot, brother. And I hit him with what was it? It wasn't an anaconda. Probably
a cravat.
Wasn't
a cravat.
I don't know. I got him in a head and arm and grabbed his knee because I knew that knee was going to give out. Cole, I'm coming for you, buddy.
I was worried.
Go ahead.
He did, people just like to leap over the top rope to get into the ring. He did that, and I was worried his knees were about to give on that. I was like, please.
Off now.
Yeah.
He's just showing off now. I was very happy to see him. Like, I bust balls. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, Cole's the best. Although I didn't know it was
seeing
him because he used his shoot name. I told that
He
story.
did his shoot name. I didn't know his shoot name.
I didn't either.
How do you people? Whatever. I feel
He's
like
Cole.
apparently I'm the only one who knew his shoot name. That's fine.
He's Cole.
Bro,
What do you mean?
I've never called Shaza by her shoot name, and I've known her for 7 years.
I'm the same way with the wrestlers that I know. And I'm just like, what do you prefer? And they're like, whatever you want. I'm like, I'm gonna call you by your wrestling name because that's the relationship I have with you. But like,
Yeah.
I know people's shoot names. I don't know. It doesn't dawn on me.
I was telling Jeremy there was somebody I was hanging out with who called me SRS like for the first 2 months, and I was like, "Can you not?" Like even that is like identifiable with wrestling. I was like, "My name is Sean. Can we not do this?" But even her, like her names are kind of more interchangeable, and I had to get into the habit of calling her by her shoot name. But Shaza, like, I ain't ever called her by her real name, which I don't want to put that out there, whatever it is. But damn, man.
I only know people by their wrestling names. Don't give me your shoot name.
It's true. My working name is Joel Pearl, so it's okay.
You don't work. You've never defended the title.
I don't need to
That's
defend the
true.
title. I am just your champion.
Fine.
Maybe that could be at the next Paulcade.
Oh boy.
Fair.
Could you imagine?
It's been
mean,
1,930 days since I've.
I feel like at this point I can change the title without Jimmy's approval. He doesn't
Yeah.
show up to. Next week I got to do something for the Fightful 10-year anniversary. My God,
Oh wow.
it's literally in a couple days.
Oh,
crazy.
that
But
sounds bad.
here's the thing: I could do it on Wednesday, but it's July 1st, so we'll wait until
Yeah,
July
maybe.
7th.
Thank
All
you.
right.
When was UFC 200? Let's see. July 9th. That was our target date, was UFC 200. Because Brock Lesnar was fighting on that show, and there's a big crossover. They did the WWE draft right after that. But who hits harder, Denise or the baby with the Crocs? Trying to think of who's hit me the hardest in the rings. I asked that question to a lot of wrestlers. Murdoch hit me hard. I think my catch wrestling coach hit me the hardest. He was like, I want us to slap each other. And he was like, I don't really mean slap each other. He's like, I mean strike each other. And I go, okay. And boy, did he ever. Did he ever. But, man. Yeah, let's get Steve on sometime. And we will do like a thing. Oh, by the way, Fightful Selection have some big-ass news today. Goodbye.
Oh boy.
It's fair.
Oh.
It will.
You
I
know
wanna-
what it is.
I
Do you know
know.
what it is, Jeremy?
I don't.
Well,
You tell me a
big
lot
ass.
of things that like I remember, and then
Okay, sort of. It's close. It's close.
I don't know. Text me, and then I'll.
I'll
know.
put it in the studio chat.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But the wording is kind of funny.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anytime somebody jumps, it's news, right?
Yeah.
We're having news on a jump.
Yeah. There you go.
And your wife says, every time Shaza comes up in my Facebook, people you may know, I'm like, who the fuck is blank? And then the picture registers. So the name that she puts on that stuff is not usually. Yeah, it's you see it and you go, why did she need a work name? It's an incredible shoot name, but whatever. See you guys later.
Bye, Sean.
Take care, Sean. Yes, I heard that news yesterday.
Yeah. I think he told me, but he tells me a lot of stuff that I'm like, all right, sure.
Yep, just in one ear and out the other.
No, like I remember it, but when he says like, I think I've told you this, I was like, you tell me a lot of stuff, so I don't know which this you are running today. This could be 5 different things.
Fair. Shall we get back into Forbidden Door?
Yeah, sure.
Young Bucks beat El Sky Team and Unbound Company. Shout out to ROH superfan Kimmy, who had no idea that Mystico and Mascara Dorada won the ROH Tag Team Championships because she was going too busy at work. No, fake fan,
Wow.
Kimmy. Fake fan.
And fake fan, you're not watching this ROH title match.
Bucks, they win the match. We're going to that all-in ladder match, I assume, or whatever they're going to do. The ladder match at the all-in. But this was fun. This is a pretty good triple threat match or triple team match.
Yeah, it was a good way to start the show. The Bucks are the Bucks. Like you know what you're getting out of them, especially in these environments where they're babyface young Bucks effectively a multi-man match. I know it wasn't like 6-8 man, but it was a 3-way tag. They kind of telegraphed the finish when Sky Team won the titles and Tony was not like, it's now a title match. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because if El Sky Team was going to win, they would have just put the titles on the line.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you're not putting the titles on the line. I'm pretty sure Unbound Company ain't going to win because you don't want them beating the Bucks and you don't want them beating your ROH champions. So guess who's winning this match?
Well, you got former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi.
Yeah. I thought Shingo kind of like the worst out of everybody in this match.
It was the jet lag, okay?
I'm not saying he was bad or anything, but I was like, he doesn't seem like he's into it like the other 5 are.
That's fair.
It's still a really good match, though. Again, not saying Shingo was bad. He just seemed off compared to everybody else.
Put in the death slot on the pay-per-view. Kenny Omega defeats Zack Sabre Jr. in the second match on the main card, typically known as the death slot. But they did great. This is a long-ass match, 25 minutes longest? No, not longest.
No.
Third longest on the card. But there's not much I can say about it because if you want grapples, this was grappling. This was a great back-and-forth match, and Kenny getting the win was to be expected, but Zack Sabre Jr. did what he did. It just kind of sucks that like the build was Zack doesn't say anything until he finally says, hey, stay at the hospital, and that was it. So
dickhead.
Yeah, in terms of build, I was hoping for more like most people, but obviously the match delivers as it's going to deliver, and if nothing else, it's telling the story of Kenny Omega still got it, and he's going to bring it into July's pay-per-view, and we'll go from there on the AEW side. And Zack is Zack Sabre Jr. Always tying up people like pretzels.
A really, 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 really good match. Honestly, my favorite match on the show. I don't know, and that's coming from someone who apparently hates Kenny Omega, but I absolutely loved this match. It's very great styles clash with Zack and his technical wrestling, and Kenny and his striking. Kenny doesn't fly quite as much as he used to, but still break out some stuff. But yeah, it's a great match. I thought Kenny looked a little off at first, and maybe that was kind of by design, but certainly by the end he came, and that was sort of a theme throughout this night. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I was just tired. But what?
We all came throughout that match.
Nah. Maybe I was just tired. But even in the main event, I thought Swerve looked a little off early. Like he was just kind of going through motion stuff. And then, by the end of the match, it was good. But yeah, this is my favorite match of the night. And Kenny has beaten all of the washed allocations that I was the only one levying at him to motivate him, and it worked. So you're welcome for these Kenny Omega performances.
Mikey V saying, can we get Kate's thoughts on the match? You can if you subscribe to Fightful Select and check out Sour Graphs. There's your shameless plug for that show. John Moxley beats Bandito for the AEW Continental Championship. I don't have much to say. Bandito's great.
Wow.
I don't like. Here's again, Bandito he won one tag match to get the match, but other than that, like Bandito's just been kind of not doing a ton to earn it. So getting into the match was kind of difficult.
He's the ROH champion, Joel.
Right, he's the Ring of Honor champion, the championship we see all the time defended everywhere. I forgot about that. But again, the match was great. Like they had a good match. It was just, I don't think the outcome was ever in doubt. So Moxley wins. Bandito rips his mask and bleeds a lot. People like that. But otherwise, yeah, this match was it was a solid outing for both men. Another night at the office for John Moxley.
This was extremely my shit. I love the finish because Moxley watches like so much grappling and UFC stuff, and he loves that shit.
Heard he can't fight for real though.
Well, yeah,
fantasies and stuff.
Allegedly. But I love the finish because if you've seen UFC fight and you've seen somebody in like a standing rear naked choke and somebody drops back like that, there's one of two outcomes. Either it breaks the hold or it sinks the choke in deeper and you're fucked. And in this case, it sunk the choke in deeper and Bandito was fucked. I'm glad that was the finish. It was a really cool and kind of clever finish, especially when you have 3 million kickouts in other matches. So I did like that. I probably even, like, this was just over 18, and I probably would even say, or cut a minute or two off. Not that it was like overly long. I just think I think a lot of these matches you could probably cut a minute or two off, and you're not going to lose all that much. But nah, I really love this match. And the pile driver on the outside, Bandito bleeding, ripping at the mask and everything. It brought a real sense of urgency to it. Another match that kind of like started a little slow with things, as they just sort of felt each other out. And then once they picked up, they started to really pick up on things. Who was it? It was... I meant to mention this earlier, and then I completely forgot about. It was Kenny who used the pulling pile driver, right?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, that's about ruled.
Okay.
That was all. I like a good pull pile driver. That's all.
IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship match. Shota Umino defeats Pac. Pac is wearing, I guess...
I still hate his singlet gear.
Singlets and
It
boots.
sucks.
This match to me was just fine. Like I had no investment in the match, so for me, I'm not like...
It's fine.
I'm not the target on this match, but again, it was perfectly good for what they needed to do. It was all in service of having a Tanahashi appearance after Shota wins. Moxley and Shota stare each other down. Nothing comes from that, and instead, they all beg off when Tanahashi comes in to gingerly try to go up into the ring and put the title around Shota's waist.
Tanahashi retired. He's like, all right, I'm living now.
He's just like, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm gonna get my hair cut. I'm gonna just let myself go, buddy. Good for you.
Yeah. This was way too long. I don't know why this needed to be 18 minutes. Like this, it did not need to be this long. It felt like they made it this long because it's like, well, Shota's kind of the biggest New Japan star we have on this show. So, I mean, think about that. So let's give him a really high profile match and give him a lot of time and everything. And it was like, nah, we did not need it to be that long. The table spot where Pac just tossed his ass to the table, that was really cool, but I didn't need 18 minutes to get to that spot. This was way too long for a match that didn't have much going into it, and just
It existed.
yeah, it was good. I'm not gonna say like it was good. It was just way too long.
Yeah, and Mikey's in the chat. Shota got the crowd, and that's great. They should. That's working hard, but yeah. Otherwise, like you said, it was a very long match that didn't necessarily need to be as long as it was. Tekla defeats Starlight Kid in the women's world title match, and you've got Taro Okada sitting ringside. And I thought that this was a really fun match. I actually really enjoyed it. I like that Tekla not only got the shit beat out of her, but then gave it right back and eventually did the heel thing, stole the mask, got the pin, and then beat up Taro Okada afterwards. So that's what you do. And I like that Tekla's character continues to be that of an asshole. It was a very good match. So good for them. They beat each other up as they should.
The match was really good. The post match was somehow even better.
Yes.
So the match was the match was great, and I like the finish with the spear and then the back-to-back stomps and everything. Tekla got dropped on her fucking head on the apron. That looked like it sucked. But overall, a really, really fun match. But the post-match, so she cuts off Starlight Kid's mask and then spits on it.
As one does.
And then rubs it in Taro Okada's face. And the way he sells this was the funniest thing ever. And then he picks it up a notch because she starts beating him with this mask, and he is selling this like she is beating him with like a kendo stick or something, or a baseball bat. And then it got even funnier because like they play her music and the light, they do like the red lights and everything, and he's just sitting there with this dumb look on his face because he just got beat by this mask, like selling the effects of being attacked with like a piece of cloth in the end. Like that's really all it is. It's not like it's anything that's hurtful, but he sold this like he just got jumped by 10 dudes in a Syracuse bar out here. It was hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
Are you suggesting that Taro Okada is going to go back to Stardom and say he lost his smile in
Maybe
territory?
maybe
All right, just making sure.
that ruled. The match was great, but the post match killed me. Tekla rules.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the match, and again, it's so frustrating that Tekla is so good at being a heel, because when we get into where we're going potentially at All In, or what could change between now and All In, I'm once again curious as to how they play the dynamics of these characters. But first, we had the world tag team titles rather. Cope and Cage beat the Dogs. Really, the whole point of this was to bring back Switchblade Jay White. My God, Switchblade Jay Wright. Jay Onright.
Former Villanova head coach.
Jay Onright, former TSN anchor turned TSN anchor after being fired from ESPN. Anyway, people like Jay Onright. Anyway, this was there was never in doubt that Cope and Cage would win. This was all in service of bringing back Jay White, and now I guess the Bang Bang Gang and the Dogs are going to continue with the feud, and the Dogs are possibly going to add 1 or 2 new people, or Gabe Kidd's coming back, and he's going to rejoin the Dogs as well.
Well, Gabe Kidd is, as long as he can get his visa situated. I mean, he's back. So it's not like he's still injured. Yeah, he'll be back in the Dogs whenever he can get back to the States.
He's a dog rider.
Yeah. I probably could have cut time off of this match as well, considering it was all in service to set up the Jay White return. They worked well. Simple tag match, cut off Christian until he finally makes the hot tag and everything. And then the lights go down, and here's the guns, and then the switchblade, and here's Jay White, which is cool. I'm glad Jay White's actually back, because it's been a year now, over a year.
More than a year, yeah.
I hope he goes after the Death Riders, because that's who took him out. I understand there is unfinished business with the Dogs, because that's who kind of ended his things in New Japan. So it made sense and you have the feud with the Bang Bang Gang and the Dogs. So it makes sense, but I also need him to just not forget about the Death Riders, because they do that a lot with returns of they've been out for a long time, they return, and they do not care who actually took them out and go after that person. So I don't want that. I do hope they circle back to the Jay White and the Death Rider stuff. Fine match, Joel Pearl fine match that could have been cut shorter, and because it was all in service to set up the Jay White return, which got a good reaction, as it should.
Yeah, it's good to see Jay White back. I'm looking forward to him moving back into traffic, because now you got a giant Bang Bang Gang, and you've got the Dogs that are going to hopefully add some people as well. It's good. Owen Hart Women's Foundation Women's Tournament Final. Mercedes Moné, she back-to-backs, beats Maya World. This was a fantastic match. I really enjoyed this match. I thought that even the things that weren't supposed to happen ended up playing really well into the match. I know a lot of people went right to Maya World having some problem with their gear, but I actually want to bring up the fact that Mercedes gave a ton of time for Maya to get that stuff sorted out so they could continue doing the match as it needed to go. And again, just everything flowed, everything worked well in service of each other. You could tell that Mercedes was ready to give as much as she did to Maya, and Maya was just as game to fight and do this match to the best of her ability. I thought it was again a great match. Mercedes winning was also the right call. I know Maya winning would have been a really important moment, not only because of everything that Maya's been going through in her real life, but also we're going to make a new star, but also we remember that it's All In, it's the biggest show of the year. Sometimes you just have to bet on that horse, and Mercedes is the person that they need to have. But Maya World absolutely comes out a winner despite losing the match against Mercedes, and Mercedes repeats as the Owen Cup winner.
Mercedes Moné is the best of all time. That's all I've got.
You really can't deny it at this point, because she continues to prove every match that she comes out and does it very well.
She's amazing, because this match could have fallen apart a couple of times, not through Mercedes. This is not trying to put any blame on Maya World. Shit happens in a wrestling match, and some of the stuff you can't control, and again, shit happens. It's fine. Especially in this spot where her first big pay-per-view match, wrestling her idol, it was pressure on her, even if she wasn't gonna win. She needed to deliver something here to prove she deserved to be in this spot after everything, because she was a replacement and everything. So And even when things again looked like they could have fallen apart, Mercedes just held everything together. And I was cringing a little bit on like the power bomb spot in the corner. I was like, oh no, they screwed that up a couple of times, but it works because I don't always love when wrestling just looks way too choreographed. And so when there does look like a struggle of, take this spot for example, it's very clear they're trying to set up a power bomb in the corner. Mercedes couldn't get her. Maya couldn't bridge up, and she's kind of dropped her and threw her into the corner, and then did effectively a sunset flip into the corner. Cool. They improvised. They fixed it, and it looked like an actual struggle of like, oh shit, she can't get up on here. Like I can't lift her. She, Maya had a couple the wardrobe, the gear, and everything, and then couldn't get her footing on the ropes and stuff, but everything was saved from both women. The finish was fantastic. Fighting Mercedes, like the look on her face when she had the first statement maker on, and Maya's like inching towards the ropes, and she's like looking at the ropes of like, oh fuck, don't grab the ropes, like I'm ready to just be done with you. It's so good. So good. The finish like a little wonky, but sure, again, it's a struggle. I'm okay with that stuff. I prefer that stuff than everything looks clean and choreographed and we've rehearsed this a million times type of stuff. I like when it looks like a little bit of a struggle. So this match was fantastic. If this was your favorite match on the show, I have no issue with that. If you thought this was the best match on the show, I have no issue with that. Yeah. I think if you were looking for reasons to dislike this match and like, oh, well, they screwed this up and this up and this up, then maybe you want your wrestling to be a little bit prettier and go watch the main event.
And then afterwards, Athena reacts, and it looks like maybe we're getting Maya World and Athena.
So I'm a little bit scared of this because
you're going to give Maya World the ROH title, women's title, and then nothing of consequence will happen afterwards.
Yes,
I completely agree with you, and I'm a little nervous about that idea as well.
I hope Maya is treated, because it makes sense for her to end Athena's reign at this point. I hope Maya is treated more like Bandito than Athena, to where she ends the reign and then she's just on ROH and we're never going to see her again in a major setting until they need to call her up for the Owen to beat her.
None of this would have been a problem if the Hex had just been brought in for that tournament. I swear to God, Hyon and Maya World would be on top of the world facing the Hex week to week.
That's kind of true.
They'd be having great matches. I do hope that they continue to work Maya and Hyon, but also give them both singles work. Let them do that stuff. But Maya is an example of someone who got an opportunity and has been riding it throughout. Hyon as well. It was just different in terms of Maya's timing. So great match. And what they do next with Athena and Mercedes and Maya and Hyon is it's cool that there's at least an open spot for those people. To work through it. Yeah. 12-man steel cage match. Team Briscoe defeats Team DCMJF. A giant circular cage, because of course you had to do it differently. I like this. I did too. So I never thought that it was going to be a cage around the ring. I always figured it was going to be a cage around the ringside area as well.
Yeah.
Similar to
That's what I did last year.
Yeah, they did with London. But because they weren't going to do it, last year's felt a little rickety, that cage. That maybe that's just, oh no, I'm thinking of the New Japan one that they did in January of last year. That one was rickety. Where it was the oh my God, Gabe was in that one too last year.
The dog pound cage match?
Yeah. That cage was rickety.
At New Japan?
Yeah. That cage was rickety. Last year's New Japan, last year's Forbidden Door cage was a little bit stronger, but this one, I think they did a great job with the construction, and the circular cage was, it's silly, but it worked out, and it gave the guys in the match enough room to move. And they introduced a 13th man because Leo Rush gets involved with a giant bag, and Kyle O'Reilly busting out a Nintendo.
Why was Leo Rush there, Joel? He was not.
You see, Leo Rush was able to get there because Leo Rush had a match in California, or in what was it? Not in California, but in California.
where the GCW show was
Yeah. They
the
get him.
previous night.
Yeah.
But why did he just put himself in a bag?
Oh, you see, that one is they actually explain this on commentary because they said that Mark Briscoe's been trying to court Lio Rush, or at least it's been in discussion. So there was at least some sort of catalyst to bring Lio Rush in. They explained the logic. They explained the reasoning. So maybe
Lio Rush just decided to stuff himself in a bag, hoping that Roderick Strong would grab this bag to use it in the match.
Yes. Lio Rush didn't have to fly halfway across the world to get there because he was already wrestling the match the night before. So he was in the match. He snuck himself into a bag because he's a giant golem, and he just wants the ring. My precious. Anyway, they had 13 men in this match. It was silly, crazy, ridiculous shit. And in the end, all that matters is Andrade has left the Don Callis family. He is not only the last real Latino man, but he's also, he hates Double or Nothing. Did you see that shirt? It said, fuck DON, fuck it. He's got a problem with Double or Nothing. He lost there too, so I understand. Yeah. But yes, all of this, he does all this stuff, all this work in the match just to eventually turn on his team and say goodbye. And Mark Briscoe gets the win, and he wants his title match on Wednesday on Dynamite.
Yeah,
this is a great.
This was a lot of. What am I acknowledging, Lio Rush? Is this because I said like the gimmick wasn't for me at first? It wasn't.
It's still not.
It is now because they've turned it into more like goofy, wacky comedy and not, oh, let's do serious, dark stuff, dark, spooky stuff.
I hope Lio Rush is at redemption and they put him on the post-show press conference so that I can ask him, Lio, why did you steal my gimmick? This is gimmick infringement. And he'll just respond, it's fine. And I'll be like, it's not fine. It's not fine, Lio.
Let's have a supercut of all of your it's fine quotes.
Here, I present Exhibit A. I pull out here's an old iPad. Don't ask me why. It's an iPad 1. But either way, here it is. Look, it's a 27-minute supercut of me saying it's fine. And that's only half.
This Lio Rush gimmick is extremely my shit right now because it's stupid fun, and that's what I love. I didn't love it at first because I didn't know what to make of it at first, but I was like, I can't get behind like, oh, these like, why is Pac scared of Lio Rush? Like, this dude was just, he was a loser with the crew, and now all of a sudden he's just this guy. There still hasn't been like a great explanation for why he's turned into this, but whatever. Again, it's stupid fun. I'm all about stupid fun. It's at first I was just like, oh, he's doing spooky gimmick. Spooky gimmicks, it's either going to be taken too seriously and it's going to suck and I'm going to hate it, or they're going to go the other way and it's not going to take itself seriously and it's just going to be kind of over the top silliness. And that's the way they went. So great. I'm very glad that's the way it went, because if it went the other way, I would continue to complain about it. It was a fun spot in the match. I love the circular cage. I thought that was really cool. A lot of just, spots and stuff in this match of like the NES. Sure. I did like Kyle O'Reilly blue on the cartridge.
Kyle, or whoever from AEW. I have a favor to ask. Come to Montreal with the Nintendo. I have an idea. Okay. We'll play some video games.
He broke it. He broke it on Kyle Fletcher's head.
Fuck it. Somebody get it fixed and let's go play some video games and talk about professional wrestling and literally nothing about wrestling, just other stuff. Let's do that.
I like the NES spot. Them whipping them with the controllers was also a lot of fun. It's a Kesha with the pulling the middle finger out the bag.
So I saw it coming, and he's gonna do it. Even Okada starts laughing.
Okada was the best on this because, like, Okada's not into this deathmatch shit. He wants nothing to do with these hardcore things. So the moment, like, Takeshita, like, threatens to pull anything out of the bag, Okada's like, oh, fuck, what have I gotten myself into? Oh, like, I gotta deal with tax. I gotta deal with Lego. Like, what? I'm not ready for this. And so when he just gave him the finger, that was Okada laughing at anything. I'm like, oh, okay, good. We don't have to do any deathmatch bullshit here. I can just laugh at this. So that was a whole lot of fun. Kevin Knight,
it's a bag to the face, bag of fireworks.
Yeah, he fell, and then the two tables below didn't break. I thought Darby was gonna jump onto those because he was just on those tables. Instead, he just jumped onto the pile of people, which worked. But
I think after Darby took a bunch of tacks to the face, he decided maybe I'll just chill out for a second.
That was not great.
Nope.
The coast to coast drop kick looked far worse than the I thought like he got a concussion off of that. And maybe he did, and it was just cruise control the rest of the way. But, man, that looked like it sucked. Darby's like, I'm going to go get married, and like 90% of married men, he's like, I'm going to kill myself now.
Wow. Jesus Christ. It's funny because like Phil said something about like he's probably regretting the thumbtack spot. I'm like, nah, he's a married man. He's more okay with it now. But also, I think it's worth noting that was not the first thumbtack spot he took that weekend, because at his wedding, there's a video of his own mother slamming him onto thumbtacks at the wedding. So if there's one thing Darby's gonna do, it's fuck himself up for the bit.
Yeah, the oranges, like getting the orange juice in the blood, and so
Very silly.
Just ridiculous stuff. But really fun match, and Team Briscoe winning. Not super surprised, especially after the Andrade turn and everything. And I like the way that was set up, where he wanted Andrade to hold him, and then Andrade's like, nah, fuck this, and then just hit him with the back elbow, because that back elbow rules. And yeah, Jake Doyle eats the pin, and Mark Briscoe's going to get a shot on Wednesday, so good for him.
Jake Doyle, come join the show. Let's talk about your Slammiversary 2024.
Yeah.
I was asked, have you spoken to the rest of the field yet? So
No, we haven't been able to.
I think a certain someone who commented us is almost ready to talk about it.
All right, good.
They saw the video that we sent them, and that was that put us in good contention.
Once this gets released, we got to release the cut that will never see the light of day.
Maybe we will.
Nah, we have to.
We'll ask if it's okay first, because it is burying someone. But yeah,
is it? Does it?
A little bit. We'll ask if it's okay. But yeah, sorry, we're going inside baseball.
I'm sure he'll say it's okay. I don't think he cares.
Laugh at it, which was great.
Yeah. We don't bury anybody else.
That's fair. We'll get there. Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament Final. Will Ospreay does in fact elevate himself to the main event of All In. He defeats Swerve Strickland. This was a bloody match. This was a great match, and as long as it was, they did a lot with the drama throughout the match, which I appreciated. I know you're gonna have your feelings towards it. I see it on your face. You've got thoughts. Keep in mind, I'm not SP3, so whatever you say doesn't really matter to me. But I thought the match was great. And earlier in the night, I made a joke because there had been 2 Styles clashes in the TNA pay-per-view. And I said, anyone else want to do a Styles clash tonight? My immediate response was, bruv, I see you already planning. And apparently his plan was to do a Styles clash onto an announce table. So shout out to you, Will Ospreay. You are, in fact, the best of the Styles clashers. But no, great match that literally incorporated everything in these two's arsenal and in their story. But once again, Will wins. And he says, it's my time now, and a bunch of other stuff that he would not say he said to Swerve. And yeah, he basically just gave an entire John Cena promo to Swerve without the microphone and then walked away. Yeah, your thoughts on Ospreay not only winning the Owen, but the match itself with Swerve?
I don't know anything about Lobo. I know about Bane. If these wrestlers are going to do this cosplay stuff, I want them to wrestle like the people they're cosplaying as. Did Will Ospreay do a single backbreaker in this match?
I was going to say something about that.
I need them to do like Alexa Bliss had it right. She dresses Buzz Lightyear and she tried to laser her opponent. I think she got in trouble for that, unfortunately, but at least she had it right. Wrestle as the person you're going to cosplay as. Otherwise, it looks kind of silly with this cosplay stuff. It's not. I mean, it's not for me. Lobo kills people in 10 seconds. Well,
what's also really funny
Swerve
is that
didn't kill anybody in this match.
Everyone was like, "Oh, he's Lobo," and I'm like Sheriff Lobo.
I didn't. Oh,
Sheriff Lobo is like a 1960s comedy show.
Okay.
He's doing Sheriff Lobo, so he's an idiot. Okay, let's go. But then everyone was like, "No, it's not Sheriff Lobo." I'm like, fuck you guys.
This match insisted upon itself.
Well, once again, not SP3 willing to listen to this.
They should have done like 5 different finishes in this match. Instead, they did the finish that they did. I didn't mind the finish. It was just, we took forever to get there. And I was getting so annoyed. Why'd the ref stop it when Will was dropping the blows to the back of the head? That was dumb. They should have just let him continue to just beat the shit out of Swerve with everything to the back of the head. I liked the match. I really liked the match. It wasn't a bad match. I can't sit here and be like, oh, this match was bad or anything. It was not a bad match at all. It just got way too much at the end for me. And it was to the point of like, I wasn't even into the near falls. It was just, oh, he kicked out. Cool. It didn't even like surprise me. It was just too much. It insisted upon itself. It felt like they were like, we got to show how tough and great we are and how we really want this and fighting spirit and all this stuff. Like, okay, sure. It just became too much for me. Way too much. Really good match, though. 5 stars, 7 stars.
So full disclosure, I watched the match this morning. I turned off the pay-per-view after the 12-man tag, because at that point I had been covering wrestling for 2 days and I was done. So I needed the break and I said I'll watch the finale in the morning, and I'm glad I did. Also because I could watch it at 1.5. But it was, I mean, I thought the match was good. It was just like you said. It was very long, and I think at that point, as late as it was into the night, it's fair to say like this went much longer than it needed to. But with fresh eyes, like, yeah, it's 35 minutes. It's all of 35 minutes. But they did a lot in that 35 minutes that got you invested in the match. And I think the commentary was also very good at getting you invested as well. There was 1 minute last night where I know JR has been in the hospital, wishing him well. Hope he's okay. His pinned tweet was heading to New York for Forbidden Door. I ignored the New York.
Oh yeah, it was like 2003 or
2024.
2023. Yeah.
I was, for a minute, I was like, wait, isn't JR supposed to be here? Then I checked the Twitter. It's like, oh, it's an old tweet. Because we were like towards the end of the show, and I was like, is he doing one match again? And that's it? But then no. So anyway, hope he's well. But yes, no JR. But Walker Stewart was phenomenal on the matches he got to call. Thought he was really good with Excalibur and Tony and Nigel. They didn't overstay when they had him on the call. But overall, I mean, great match with Will and Swerve. Everyone wants to know what Will said to Swerve afterwards, but Will's like, no, I'm not gonna tell you, bro. It was just between us. But whatever. We'll find out someday in the book, I guess.
I was like, it was a great match. I don't want to try to downplay. I fully admit I was very tired. I was running on very little sleep. It was 1 o'clock. I'm already pre-mad that I'm going to be up till 3 because of this press conference, and I just want these shows to end. So I was already annoyed by that. It's even if I rewatch it with fresh eyes, it's not going to change how I felt about that closing stretch and how I thought it should have ended 5 minutes earlier. It was too much. I don't love that stuff. That's why I love the Moxley and Bandito finish, because I was like, oh, okay, you know what? He just beat him with a rear naked choke. Bandito didn't hit the 21-plex once and kick out, and Moxley didn't kick out. Kenny and Zach, one winged angel. Otherwise, Zach fought out of it a bunch. I know it's a very protected finish, but that makes it good, is because they have protected it so much. Everyone kicks out of the hidden blade. Everyone kicks out of the house call. Now we're kicking out of vertebreakers and everything. Like, everyone kicks out of this stuff. There's a reason why when Kenny hits the one-winged angel, it's like, oh, that's it. There's a reason why the escapes mean so much. Because, like, oh, man, when Kenny actually hits that, it's over. Like, that's the shit that I like.
So I'm curious, what did you think of the finish with Ospreay doing not just doing the hidden blade, but then doing the paradigm shift, the Death Rider, and then the Tiger Driver? Did it make sense to you from not only story, but also just the match perspective?
It made sense in that, like, at least he did all of those together to win the match. But I thought the match should have ended, again, 5 minutes earlier, and it didn't.
Okay.
So, it may, again, I can't sit here and say, like, it was bad or anything, because I don't think it was bad. I think it was very much not for me. And I can admit that this is not the kind of stuff that I'm into with, hey, let's just do a bunch of kickouts and everything and all of that. So that's fine. That's fine. See, I didn't buy on the near falls because I thought Will was always going to win. I didn't think Swerve was ever going to win, and so I just didn't have a whole lot of investment in the near. Like literally, Swerve hits the vertebreaker, and I was shocked he didn't kick out at 1. That was the bigger shock to me, is that he didn't kick out at 1. But he hits it, and I'm sitting there watching with my wife. I was like, he's gonna kick out, and he kicked out. And then they kept doing more stuff. I was like, okay, all right. But here's the thing. I'm in the minority. I can admit that. The crowd loved it. That's who you're playing to. Cool. Like, that's why it was good. That's why I can't sit here and say, like, oh, this was bad. I can say it wasn't for me because that's my personal opinion on it. It wasn't for me. I can't say it was bad because you're playing to the audience in the arena, and the audience in the arena loved all of this shit. So, clearly, it worked for them. I didn't like it. 7 stars.
We got a super chat from Causa saying the rain. I assume he's talking about when AJ Francis came out during his match at Slammiversary and rained dollars. It's got to be what it was, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's not Okada at all.
The blood, by the way, was amazing here. Those dudes are bleeding buckets. I'll give them I'll give them complete credit on that. See, I don't. Maybe it's the people that I follow. My timeline was very split on this. Of a lot of people were one way of, hey, this is the greatest match of all time, and other people, again, half people were like, yeah, it was a little overindulgent and a little too long. So, but I do think overall we are completely. I like how people are saying, like, correcting you that the rain is Leo Rush. Like,
oh, it's AJ Francis. What are you people saying? Like, you all got it wrong. I know what the reference is. Thank you. I was just trying to be like, no, it's Leo Rush. No, it's AJ Francis. Thank you.
So I do think we're in the minority of that, and that's fine. But I don't think it is. Mikey saying my timeline was this is match of the year, and the others were why the Death Rat is ruining this sport. I wanted them to murder Will Ospreay, so we didn't have to do a press conference, but alas, they don't do that anymore, unfortunately. That's fine if I'm in the minority on this. That's okay. I'm glad the majority of people liked it. I'm glad you guys like that stuff, and whatever makes you guys happy.
And again, everyone's experience is going to be different. There are going to be people who either rewatch the show or go back and watch it today after watching an entire 2 days of wrestling and just needed the break. And some of them are going to love it, and some of them aren't. Some of them, like Jeremy, myself, we watched a shit ton of wrestling, and by the time you get to 1 a.m. on a day full of wrestling,
yeah, but I'm not going to diminish. Like I think other people watched a lot of wrestling too, so it's not
everyone's tank is different. My point is everyone's tank is different, and everyone's kind of expectations at that point are different.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not going to make excuses of like it was. Oh, I had a long day Saturday. It was a long day Sunday. It was. I could watch this match right now, and I'd still feel the same way about this finish. Of it just was not for me. It wasn't bad. It just was not for me.
So what does Ospreay do at Redemption?
I assume he faces Moxley.
We're gonna go there.
It's a kind of a respect match of
I
gotta prove myself that I can beat you. If I can't beat you, then I don't deserve to be the world champion. So I gotta beat you. That's how I see it. And maybe they do something else, but that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I could see it being something like that. Do they do a hard turn, or do they just kind of just do a respect thing? Like, you're right. Mikey B saying make it for the Continental title. Listen, the only reason I want that to happen is if they then say the world title match is a consolidation match and the Continental title is gone, and then the Continental Classic turns into a winner gets the title shot at Revolution, the world title shot at Revolution. That's the only way that I will accept this. Get rid of one title. Make it a unification match. No one will care about the Continental title. You can just deep six it and give the C2 a new fresh coat of paint by wintertime.
I hope the majority like it, because for the next 6 months plus are going to be this. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I like Will Ospreay. I think Will Ospreay is fantastic. His finishing sequences do overindulge a little bit.
Because of saying Moxley's going to run if I win, I'll take your title shot like you did with Darby.
Yeah,
we
talked about that. I think Ospreay should put it on the line, not Moxley. I don't think Moxley should want to go after it. I think Ospreay should say, I will put it on the line. If I can't beat you, I don't deserve to wrestle for the title at Wembley. I think that people might question that of well, all you talked about was getting to Wembley. Here it is right in front of you. Why are you going to just willingly give up your spot to that? But Ospreay's stupid, so that's why he would do it.
It's perfect. Louis, I see that you watch No Wrestling because for the second week in a row, I don't have a NWA third week. I don't have a power recap. And you know what's really upsetting? I heard that there was a big moment that happened on the show where somebody, who had said they were retired are suddenly not retired anymore. King Harley Race came back from the dead. Okay. I saw the robe and the crown. I assumed it was Harley Race. That's the only king that I can think of. But yeah.
Do people really have Ospreay and Swerve as match of the year? I'm not knocking it. If that's your preference,
probably,
again, cool.
Probably going to change by 2 months from now, but
Yeah, it'll probably change when it's Ospreay and Kenny at All In. So that'll probably end up being...
That's what I said. I said it was King Harley Race.
That'll probably end up being the match of the year. Yeah, I didn't think this was the best match on the show, but okay.
Yeah, I do think that Mercedes and Maya was my match of the show. That was my top match.
Kenny and Zach for me. Mercedes and Maya was right there. I mean, nothing's topping Tana and Okada's match of the year for me. It's not possible, honestly. Everybody else is just fighting for a second. It's really in a category of its own because you're just not going to get that kind of story pieced together at anything. So, yeah. All right. Hey, look, if that's your match of the year, more power to you. It's again, it was a great match. I don't want to downplay how great the match is.
They've been on a run of great matches.
It just was not for me.
The
finish wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the other portions of the matches were fantastic. I did like the majority of the match. They could have just shaved 5 minutes off, and I would have liked it better.
Fair. We did it. We got through all of the major events from the weekend, and we're gonna be back tomorrow. It's gonna be myself and SB3. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I should be around for the first hour-ish, but
I gotta talk about fucking all these shows again tomorrow and Raw.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna show up and I'm gonna dip out before SB3 starts recapping the entire weekend.
Love SB3. Love his recaps. I'm all wrestled out on these topics because I've talked about them all for.
Just talk about TNA again.
No.
Yeah, you've done. You did the TNA post show and the Night of Champions post show. So yeah.
Yep. And I enjoyed Forbidden Door. I'm not going back to watch all 7 hours of Forbidden Door just to make my notes again.
You should.
No, I'm good. I'll let SB3 lead that part of the conversation, but we'll talk about Raw. We'll talk about whatever else is coming out. Well, the news of the day on Fightful Select. We'll do that. We did a TNA review. Just go back.
We reviewed everything from this. The 4 major shows. We didn't review Collision. We didn't review SmackDown. I did not watch Collision. I'm sorry.
Both were taped shows. Both came out early. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Collision didn't come out early, did it?
It didn't.
I did not attend this episode of Collision.
That's fair. Anyway, so that's tomorrow. Myself, SB3, Jeremy will pop in and do his thing. And I think I'm trying to get out for Wednesday because it's Canada Day and I don't want to leave my family high and dry. So we'll see.
Yeah, Joel wants to be Canadian on Wednesday.
I do want to talk. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even get to talk about my trip to Niagara Falls. I guess I'll talk about it tomorrow.
You went to Niagara Falls?
Yes, I very what's the word? Purposely did not say where I was going on my vacation. That's where we went.
Oh.
We went to Niagara Falls. We had a really nice time. We
That's
stayed
good.
in a nice hotel that my child was incredibly excited to have bunk beds, even though there was no one upon which to bunk with. So he was happy. It's good. We had a good time. but it was a nice couple of days away.
Did he sleep on the top bunk or?
Of course he did. His bed at home is a loft bed. He's got like a space underneath where we put like a reading nook and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
And then
I know what a loft bed is.
Yeah, but some people don't. But anyway, then he climbs up and he's got a slide, so he's always excited for his slide bed. Except for that one time in the middle of the night where he literally slid down and like in his sleep, because kids move around in their sleep. He got himself into a position and slid down the bed. And I woke up to the monitor that's in our room, and it was just saying, guys. And I went into the room, went to his bed. This is at like 3 a.m. And I look, I'm like, he's not, where the hell is he? And I'm looking out the door as if he walked out. And then I look over to the other side of the room and he's just on the floor by the slide. I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, I went down the slide. Oh, God bless. Great kid. And it's not because I thought people would go after me in Niagara Falls. It's just because I want to be left alone in general. So anytime I could just not tell people where I'm going is a great time. So I didn't tell people where I was going. Had a nice family vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good vacation, Joel. I'm glad Niagara Falls was enjoyable.
It's not too far from here either, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Next is Montreal for the Redemption Weekend, Mystery Wrestling, where I don't work, and
Allegedly.
And Produce as well. I'll be there for their show. My plan is to be at all three and to hopefully get some content, but that's at the end of July. And then in August, I'll be in Ottawa for C-Force Fighting Back, because that is another very important show to me.
Another place where you work.
Another place where I work. That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They bring me in and they pay me handsomely. Hundreds, no thousands, no millions of dollars.
Jeremy, can you explain what Canada Day is? Wrong answers only. It's where they celebrate Shea Alexander, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I assume Canada Day is. Let's celebrate the greatest Canadian basketball player of all time.
I thought Anthony, whatever his name was the Anthony Davis.
He's not Canadian.
Isn't he? I thought it was no.
No.
Oh, all right. He is. That's right. He is American. Canadian basketball players. Who was the one who went in the draft like number in the first round really high? That one.
Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah, maybe it's Andrew Wiggins. There you go.
He did sign a new contract today.
See, there you go. I'm still with it.
He said Anthony Davis.
I don't know. Everyone has the same name in basketball. Unless their name is like Magic or Shaq or Michael.
This man said Anthony Davis. It's like we're going to celebrate him.
Is it Anthony Bennett? There's another one it could be.
He sucked, so.
Well, it could have been. Yeah, it actually could have been Anthony Bennett that I was thinking of. You got picked up by Brooklyn.
I don't think anybody's celebrating him. Celebrate Lou Dort. Lou Dort's Canadian, but every day is Lou Dort Day. So
it is Anthony Bennett, by the way, who I'm thinking of, because he got picked up. It was a big deal, and then he fucking sucked.
How is Anthony Bennett?
Yeah, 2013.
At least Andrew Wiggins makes sense. Like, he's at least good.
Yeah, well, sometimes the worst are the ones you care about the most.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome. Amazing.
Does the whole country play like Drake?
Dude, no. God, Drake sucks. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but like I think Canada still likes him, right?
No. Did you hear his latest shtick? Or anyone who's named Janice got to go to a private.
I saw
with him? My favorite reply was, I see Drake's on the dating scene again.
Yeah, I saw it.
All those 70-year-old women named Janice are going to be very happy.
I listened to Euphoria on the drive on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's still so good. That's all I got. Like, it's still so good.
All right, let's get out of here.
Raw's at 6. Hooray.
Yay, 6 p.m. Eastern. Go enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy watching Raw whenever I want to watch it. And then I'm back tomorrow. So we got that going for us. Plenty coming to Fightful Select. Big news. And anything else you got?
Me?
Yes.
Joe pulls out a deep cut. It's the absolute worst pull imaginable. Hey, Anthony Bennett. And confusing him with Anthony Davis.
Same person.
Amazing.
And everyone in basketball has the same name. I just proved it.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What's the news? Subscribe to Fightful Select to find out.
That's the news. Get on the Fightful Select Discord. That's the news. We are the news.
I hope Jey Uso shows up tonight.
You know he's got a warning shot for everyone, right?
This your warning shot.
I don't know to whom he's going to issue a warning
Who
shot.
cares?
He lost. I hope his
Eh.
cousin berates him.
All right. What are we doing? Are we leaving? Are we done?
There's no poll question result.
No. Oh yeah. All this stuff. Okay. Oh Jesus.
That's okay.
What was your?
results of our poll question? You all hated Forbidden Door, and you all loved NXT Great American Bash. Wow.
I did that on Friday.
Did
I
you?
did that bit. Yeah, because I did what are you looking forward to the most this weekend, but I didn't have Forbidden Door as one of the options because I knew that was going to be the answer. So when I did the poll results, I was like, wow, nobody voted for Forbidden Door. 0%.
Take that, chat. You don't control us. We do.
What was your moment of the weekend, Joel?
Going to sleep after all of the wrestling.
Wow.
That was the moment. No, I'm not going to pick a singular moment. You know what? Everyone worked hard. Sami Zayn got a shock victory, won the championship. Will Ospreay did exactly what he was going to do and say he did. And at TNA, you know what? For all the shit that they get, they had a good show. They righted a ship, and hopefully they continue doing it. And NXT had a giant ass barbecue, and no one was hurt except for Hank and Tech. They were hurt, but they're okay. But they were hurt.
Allegedly.
What was your moment?
Feelings were hurt.
Well,
My moment of the weekend was seeing my pals Sean Ross Sapp, Cole Radrick, and Steve wrestling. I know it was a busy weekend otherwise, and there was a lot of great moments on the 4 major shows, but actually getting to get out a little bit and go to an independent event for a good cause and seeing my friends was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was able to do that because I typically do not take that time to myself. I typically just stay, much like I did yesterday, just stay at my desk all day, and it was nice to actually get out and have fun with my friends.
what did we accomplish today?
I hate
AEW. I knew it.
all your AEW main events that insist upon themselves, and everyone should agree with me instead of liking these matches.
We can finally transfer the hate. Jeremy hates AEW. It's time, baby.
That's all we accomplished today. That's it. Oh, the other thing we accomplished today is
It's fine.
If we get demonetized from that video, I swear to God.
why we got 7 seconds, right? It's like a 2-second video.
I don't know how long the other one was from Sunday. I gotta look into it. I already cut it out, I think. But anyway.
Man, we don't get demonetized. It's 3 seconds. It's the same as I pop my dick is longer. You know?
Notice how he's still not back. Is Booker T okay?
Yeah, that is true.
I hope that he is okay, but also I'm not complaining about him not being on the show to the point where when it was brought up in the main event and it was like, oh, Lola Vice gearing up, and even though Booker T was here, he'd be having a conniption. I'm thinking like, yeah, he'd be going, cow, and we'd all be like, please stop.
We have missed Booker T's commentary during some of these matches.
You have missed Booker T's commentary.
Yes, I have missed Booker
I'm much
T's
happier
commentary.
with Wade Barrett actually giving insight into the match and putting over.
That's lame.
I'm happier with Booker T getting. I'm happier watching Wade Barrett put over the women as women who wrestle, and not Booker T who puts over the women who are sex objects and happen to wrestle. Cow. Yeah. Just the way. He's the reason Stephanie Vaquera is injured. That's why.
I gotta pop my dick, man.
Sounds like you already did that with that particular sound.
Booker T
We're
rules.
done. Well, anyway, let's get out of here. We're back tomorrow, myself, SP3, and then Jeremy will be around. We got enough to talk about. So for now, leave a thumbs up on the video and say nice things to us. And if you don't say nice things to us, make sure the things that you say that are mean to us are good enough that they don't get caught in the held folder, and then I have to go and like either delete it or delete you. I don't want to do that. So for Jeremy Lambert, you know who I am because I'm on the bottom of the screen. You know who he is because his name was just uttered. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.